And then there was dancing.
That's what's
We're dancing to silence. Speaks
Oh,
of silence.
speaking of silence.
Ooh, speaking of silence.
I don't think.
That's the wrong universe.
No, get it out of here. Unsettling.
Ooh.
Aragwen, whose face I know.
Now, Aragwen, what question do you think I asked them just before they made that pose?
I love this. Like the
Sorry.
emotes that you can do.
Oh, yeah.
Very cute.
Dance battles are a core part of the House of Bells curriculum.
Confirmed? Canon?
I mean, for the teacher of Dreaming Pearl Courtesan,
I mean,
maybe yes.
it's not the worst idea.
Which of the three is most likely to swallow their own foot today?
That's probably not it.
I mean, classic. A second.
Pyres, we managed
was
to
my
save your
other
life,
character.
but we had to attach your foot to your face. We can't
Sort of
tell
a
you why.
Human centipede situation. Not
What?
quite. Wait, what? Gross. Sort of a snake situation. There we go.
Yeah, centipede. Which
Centipede.
is feed it's all feed means feed anyway. It's fine.
I like weirdness here. Dance, dance, put down, revolution.
They're a bit echoey.
Oh,
Okay.
we can adjust that on our end if you want.
No, wait, hold on.
Hold
Sorry.
on. Who's echoey?
Is it because echoey is different.
Cat house. Is a bit echoey, but that's what you're sending to us. It just means that maybe we need to turn them down on our speaker because they might be coming in through our mic.
I'd like confirmation from at least one other user before we start acting on it. Nothing against the crosshair, and I really appreciate that it's being brought up, because remember, if you're watching a stream and there's a tech problem, if you don't tell them, they won't
can't fix
necessarily
it.
know.
Yeah.
But I would like to hear from at least one other person.
Hello, hello, hello. This is a test from Cat House.
Cat House. It is us, and we're excited. I wonder how annoying it would be to have your own stream playing back at you constantly
Oh
while
my
you're
god,
streaming.
no.
Oh,
I
you'd
would-
be on
it,
a slight delay. It would like literally break your brain.
it would drive
Absolutely
me
horrible.
insane.
That
Oh
weird
my god.
thing that affects your own brain.
Do everyone in Crosshair just have the stream open in 2 tabs?
It's running exactly, just slightly. That'd be
Well, I
great.
turned you down slightly on our monitors.
Speakers. so that
Testing,
might help.
testing. Is it better? Hope so.
Indeed. Oh,
Check,
we've
check,
got
checkity
we've
check.
got cats. We've got chaos.
Woo!
We've got.
I mean, admittedly, I'm the prick who's like, oh yeah, I could totally hear that there's a slight imbalance in the audio.
Yeah.
I'm that asshole who's like, oh, the audio's desynced, and everyone's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, I swear it is. And then 5 seconds later, everyone's punching me because they're like, yeah, now I see it.
It was fine until you said something.
That's okay. Now I've noticed that there's weird color banding on our television. And,
Yeah. Now that he's pointed it out, it's really obvious.
Oh no.
I can't unsee it.
Yeah. That's okay.
Ripley, I'm really gonna need you to settle down there, bud.
So Requiem spent Easter picking order because the store has an intimate sale. I'm really
Yeah.
interested.
You need to read the rest of the sentence and it'll start to
Going
make
on. I
sense.
spent over half the day picking through bra and panties, trying to find the right item being purchased. Good.
It is an odd Easter egg hunt, I will admit.
That would be. Would it be more or less fun? Thoughts, feelings. Look, I guess the same degree, right? Like you're hunting for something.
Aravana
I'm-
sees me.
You're visible.
Less fun.
Less. No
Well, you
chocolate.
don't get chocolate, so there's that. I guess that's
Unless
that.
they're made of chocolate.
Heavy as the
Yeah,
head.
okay, I'm with
notices
Kate on
weird
it, yeah.
shit and points it out. It's true. Oh,
Ripley, sorry.
Oh
Oh.
god.
we have
Great
an
question.
honest question as opposed to the dishonest question.
Yeah.
We get a lot of those.
I mean,
Pretty
actually.
honest question. Gorgoroth.
What's the story behind the jacket? Now, I'm kind of curious what you think the story is behind the jacket.
I mean, I know the original reason for its purchase.
Actually, I don't. What was it?
I think Mia got you to buy it for like a day when an important person was going to be at the studio or something.
No.
No? Okay. Then I do not know the reason for its purchase.
I can remember approximately when we brought it on, like, so to speak. But, I don't know. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure, John, what the sort of, I mean, like, other than the fact that it, looks cool and it helps us do the,
With the original purpose for
thing.
buying this jacket? I wanted a jacket.
Makes sense. Okay, well,
That's
that
the
makes sense.
original. I bought this jacket while I was living away from here, when I was living in my super secret location, and I needed a jacket of a certain weight and a certain look, and I bought this one because, quite honestly, it was on sale. Hey, Ranty, it's good to see you. I bought it because it was on sale and because it looked like it would be easier to maintain than actual leather, because this is not real leather. This is a synthetic pleather, if you will. Why am I wearing it on stream? I have been for the past 3-4 years, something like that. There's two reasons. The first is that it is a, if we're being extremely vain, it is a slight branding question. I wear this jacket when I am storytelling, very specifically. And the better reason is because this is part of my attempts to bring about the magic circle. Everything in 2021 is fake. No, my admiration for all of you is.
I was going to say our love in this community is real. I would argue.
But did that start in 2021?
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Secretly 3 Matt Merces in a trench coat.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Oh, that's a
I didn't
fully
realize I was
grown
that big.
human, so you'd be very tall, or they'd
Yeah.
be very squished.
Scooshed.
I had love once.
Yeah, John, I was thinking something to do, like, I would know it by a different name rather than Magic Circle, I think is what you just said. But I was thinking, like, framing the idea of, we're tagging in even, like having the jacket allows us to go, okay, this is the game, and then we step out.
It's immersioning. It's costume.
Yeah.
It's
So we'll talk about this at some point on RPGClinic, because I'm sure that it's been a day since we've spoken about the Magic Circle. But the main reason why this is being worn is because it helps get people into the mindset that we are doing a very specific activity. I can't wear costumes the way that sometimes my players can because I play so many different characters. So I tend to just wear something that is identifying of me as the storyteller, and that's it. It's a branding thing, but it's honestly, it's not as much a branding thing as it is a Magic Circle thing. But we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Thank you, Crosshair.
Wow. Day 35. I was going to say
Jeez
partway
Louise.
through Nexus. That sounds right to me.
I
so
mean,
that's
if
good.
it's the shades, that makes me think Sanguine, which makes me think, oh fuck, what an episode. But
that's the thing. Yeah, I remember, and I'm probably misremembering. I remember it being introduced as an NPC before it became your GM jacket. Like it was like a villainous kind of
I'm not sure.
look at first, and then sort of morphed into, wait, this is awesome.
It just sort of stayed, yeah. Magic Circle, they say I'm about to summon 1d4 magicians. I'm about to summon a bunch of people who hate Penn and Teller. A hat to finish the ensemble.
A tiny top hat.
Just
Uh,
the best. We
I
love
don't
Justice for
know
Elevator
about a hat.
Slug.
a hat would
Justice
shade his eyes,
from
so
the
the
thing.
lighting designer would be really mad about that.
I mean, I guess
the
I could wear
shading
like a
of the face.
beanie.
You could have little bits of hair sticking out the side, John, like little like tufts, as a joke. As a beat.
It is worth pointing out that glasses, as well as sunglasses, are actually quite old technologies. So
It's just fragments of onyx they stuck into the frames. You're just jamming them into their eye sockets.
I'm not even sure.
Make a joke. We've got tons of people here today on
5
this
and 30,
holiday
but not
ExalTwitch
18 or
Academy stream.
17. Well, I picked 17, so it should be someone other than
it's
me.
Scott's turn to pick.
It's my
Remember?
turn. I'm gonna say 3. No, you said 5 and 30. Sorry, 6. Well, I didn't. Okay, I didn't see the
Fucking
number.
brilliant.
I saw it choose a number. I didn't. Listen, never mind. It was on a different.
Aravana, I'm not typically a hat person, though. I will wear hats when I'm outside and I have to take care of my scalp
I may have
because
checked
I
it.
am conscious of the
sorry.
fact that I'm pale as fuck and I burn in approximately 0.2 nanoseconds. A jiffy, as it were.
One jiffy.
A jiffy, which is an actual period of time.
Excellent.
But yeah, I burn very, very quickly, so I will wear hats if I'm outside, and it is a time where I could get burned. But otherwise, I don't typically like wearing hats.
That is not yet in the city of Montreal, but we are getting there. Gorgeous day today.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely.
Welcome to being Irish. You can be a ghost, or lobster, or a really cranky, wrinkly blanket.
I really
Yeah.
like the image of a cranky,
I relate to all
wrinkly
three of these
blanket.
states very heavily. Oh my god.
Awesome.
You know what's interesting today? Today we have She Who Knows 10,000 Things, Entropy's Disciple,
Oh,
and Strength of Borders. They're all here. Our 3 mods, Aragorn the Crosshair and Real Brick Wall, here to help you and help us, and hopefully at some point to help themselves. So while we are all here, it's a Monstravaganza triple threat. Oh no, Scott's the only triple threat here.
you've never seen me dance, John. 2.5 stops.
You made Liz dance in your script. You didn't make yourself dance. You jerk.
son of a bitch.
So Liz is the triple threat in the room.
Oh god. No.
I mean, a threat, maybe.
Have you seen her boxing
Triple threat,
videos?
heavy on the threat.
Let's have a look at what you potentially did. Did you spend experience today? 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've all spent it. Kate?
I purchased a charm, all-encompassing Earth Sense. It's an awareness charm that lets me basically have spidey sense at short distance if they're standing on the same surface or a surface that's like sturdily connected. So yeah.
That's great. Is
I
it, so
feel
it's like an
things-
upgrade of the palm hearing touch thing?
Yeah, I think so. It's from the same tree of charms. But yeah, if an enemy or danger is like standing on the ground, I like feel the rumbling. Like I can tell.
Tough sense.
Yeah,
Tough sense.
tough sense. I like it.
Call me tough.
You know that whenever they were writing that charm, they were like, yeah, tough.
Yeah.
Tough. You've seen the last
It's
Airbender.
neutral gym.
Well, they basically put Avatar and Korra on repeat, and they were like, "Oh, this is research." Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott?
I, weirdly enough, also bought an awareness charm, specifically Precision Observation Method, the excellency at the beginning of the tree. Felt it was appropriate and is a nice prereq for something very fun. I'm really excited about it, eventually.
And Elizabeth.
I bought Integrity 2. And I also bought a linguistics charm called Voices on the Wind, which essentially makes me better at eavesdropping and also reading intentions from distances as well.
I think he loves fire. Is that just how it works? You just stare at
I
someone?
can see the sweat from here.
But Aragorn,
Ugh.
do you
I
know
almost
that
had
I've been calculating exactly how much I'm spending when so that I can avoid enraging you?
No spoilering the hedgehog. Spoilering the hedgehog is Sega's original title for that game, but it didn't work out.
Oh, as opposed to standing. Spoiler.
Jokey ranty.
You know, if you are new here, and maybe you're not, but if you are, it might be worth checking the Intel report,
Ooh.
the paper here at the House of Bells.
Yes, indeed. We begin with Forest Fire by Babbling Brook. Tragedy has struck the hallowed grounds of the House of Bells. The wilderness training ground known as the Glade was consumed in a blaze during the events of a training exercise orchestrated by Games Master Vieren. Though many campfires and animas alike have been set afire among the trees, the living wood was not vulnerable to such paltry measures. Evidence suggests that a hasty forestry effort was conducted during the exercise to create conditions sufficient to cause a wildfire. Though many might think the Lost Hand's own fire aspect, Cathak Pyres, to be responsible, his anima was not seen by spectators or rescuers, implying another source of the initial spark. The Lost Hand was recovered from an impromptu shelter after the fire was flooded out, injured but alive. Quartermaster Juin was never found, but some accounts suggest that a woman matching her description was seen fleeing the school, bearing the mark of the wretched.
Heard in the hallways. What the actual boop just happened? No, really, what the actual boop just happened? This has gone too far, and someone needs to answer for it.
Never
Should
thought
have timed that and had like a proper
Yeah.
censored beep. What the actual?
Cyril. Okay.
Sure. Never thought the Fangless Cadets would be the ones first in line to rescue the Lost Hands. Or Kenton. Weird how their supposed enemies suddenly turn out to be on their side when something really goes wrong, but all the people they've been pawing around with are nowhere to be seen.
Anyone else notice Viren disappeared in the middle of the game? What was he up to? Hmm.
So to address Kung Fu Fenris, because I just want to make sure that people know this is not a canon newspaper. There is no way for them to necessarily know. It's a framing device.
Yes.
And an awesome one at that.
Yeah. What the actual sale? Yes.
What the actual?
Was it a honk? It was a honk.
I'm
Okay.
assuming it just, yeah. we heard
The
it.
best journalists are just loom spiders. That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. You know what's another thing that we should take a look at?
Huh?
Safety.
Speaking of loom spiders, why don't you weave a web of safety for you and your group before undertaking a game together? Hey folks, the safety system that we have in place are 3 color-coded cards, and I will describe what each of them mean. And you as the audience do not have cards, but you do have options. We will get to them later. This 3 is for us communicating with each other. So first up, we have the green card, and that means that despite how I or my PC may be appearing, I am enthusiastically consenting to the roleplay that is happening right now and want us to go on. Yellow card means pause because I need to make the table aware of something. I'm not necessarily asking that the game be stopped, but I do need to say something important, so listen up. And a red card, this is the most serious one. This is we are stopping the game, possibly going to a BRB screen until the player who pulled the red card has said that it's okay to continue. You don't ever have to justify the use of a card, and pulling a yellow card or a red card doesn't necessarily mean that anyone's done anything wrong. It's these cards that we're hoping to get more comfortable with so that we can all have the freedom to make bolder choices when we're role-playing in a safe environment. You do not have cards. Your options are, first of all, you can message RPGClinic. That would go to John. You can also message one of our moderators. We have all 3 of them here tonight.
Whoa.
We have Aragwin, the Crosshair, and Real Brick Wall. They are your own safety tools, and they will pass along your feedback anonymously if you so choose. And the third option is, if you're not feeling okay, you can leave the stream. We would be very sorry to see you go, but you have to prioritize your own comfort and safety in these things, just as we have to prioritize our own. So thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
What?
The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. I could not tell you where that came
You thought
from
that
in the
ragtime would be a good accompaniment to our...
Yeah, it's just sort of transitionary music. I don't
Yeah.
Is that not the tone we're going for? Ragtime. Idiot.
I still have vivid memories of fire drills. Fire drills stop being a thing after you leave high school, specifically. And in fact, they often stop being a thing after you leave elementary school. But the notion of having to walk out of the building while there's this deafening clanging sound going on still gives me the sort of nervous shakes that I used to get, which would be in my knees, only my knees. And it's not that my knees would start to give out, it's that like my kneecap would just lift and shake back and forth. It was the oddest feeling, and I still remember hating that sound. But nothing ever caught fire when I was there. There was not a single time that the fire drill went off because there was an actual fire. But it's important to be safe. It's important to be ready for when such a disaster may actually occur. But then there's a big difference between fire and arson. And there's also a big difference between the fire you start and the fire someone else starts. Keep that in mind. Cathak Pyres was taken directly to the infirmary. As it is, you'll notice that he is still at burning, although his anima will dim soon to, dim.
Dim.
But you also notice up at the top of the screen there that he is still holding a -4 wound penalty, albeit much of that bashing damage.
Mm-hmm.
Although some of that carried over to lethal.
Yeah, I did a lot.
Otherwise, the two of you, Gale Whispered and Aresta, neither of you are injured. Perhaps a little dirty, a little tired, but you were not injured in this game. Neither was Siantel. Flavienne, on the other hand, has also been taken to the infirmary. She can't resist fire in quite the same way as a fire aspect can. And so she has taken more damage. Quartermaster Juin still remains unfound. Although her dire lash found on the ground shortly, a short distance away from where you were found in your tunnel, the dire lash was recovered and is currently been returned to the commandant.
Mm-hmm.
There has been less commotion than perhaps you might imagine. After all, this is a military academy, and militaries are good at disaster, if it were. The fire break that Aresta created around the Glade successfully protected anywhere else from getting damaged, and no one in the crowd was hurt. Once the fire started raging out of control, that's when others started to act. The Glade is flooded, and most of the trees in the Glade have been at least damaged, if not fell. But you're all alive. Where might you be?
I would have waited for Gale to have her time to think. And then after that, I would encourage us to maybe go visit our comrades in the infirmary, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
As you start to leave the Glade, the commandant's, I wanted to say lackey. It's not quite the right term. One of the administrators approaches you. The two of you, specifically, and Siantel, who's with you.
Yeah, she's with us.
You are currently confined to quarters.
Is there any possibility of us stopping by the infirmary on our way?
You don't understand. we currently believe that you intentionally destroyed the Glade.
We did not set that fire.
And yet, we did see you
Felling trees.
felling trees, falling brush, and you created a fire break.
I did. But we did not set the fire that happened.
We knew that any altercation between us and Quartermaster Juin would inevitably end in Kathak Pyre's perhaps losing control of his essence.
And
This
so
was
to create the kindling required to make this a more serious event, this was planned.
We tried to control as much of the blaze as possible should it come to that. Yes.
And yet you also created the actions that would have exacerbated the blaze were it to occur.
Yes.
Not at all.
Then who did shear small branches from the trees and scatter them on the ground and to fell the trees on top, thus creating ideal
The branches were
conditions?
shorn in a very particular pattern so that we would keep full control. The blaze was not started by us. There was no control.
We are happy to continue this investigation in front of yourself or any other authorities you wish, but we are concerned about the well-being of our comrades.
It is possible that your actions will result in courts martial.
Understood.
You are permitted to visit the infirmary and your own rooms.
Understood.
That is all until you hear from us. We will provide you with what you need. While you are traveling between the infirmary and the barracks, you will be accompanied by at least one faculty member.
Understood.
I will take you to the infirmary now.
Who is this, John? Do we recognize them or?
Some random administrator who works for Nuven.
If we were to address them, what would we use a particular title or?
Sir.
Okay, thank you.
If we were to address them, says Gale.
For the record, at the House of Bells, you can make your own choice whether you want to either refer to all superior officers as sir, like they would do on, say, Star Trek, or you may choose to gender and use either sir or ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to leave that up to you. My NPCs will most likely just refer to everybody using one term.
Cool.
No, Silver Quill is JT's HCOC. Anyway.
Oh boy.
There are students watching just everywhere as you make the trip from the Glade to the infirmary. Nobody's approaching you, and while there is still a certain buzz in the air, there seems to be a distance that's maintained. Whether that's out of respect or fear isn't quite obvious yet.
Have we seen any sign of Viren?
No.
Is Games Master Viren all right?
Oh.
I'm going to ask the administrator.
We haven't yet found him. He entered the Glade ostensibly to see if he could rescue you.
He was seen in the Glade before the fire began.
Perhaps he went to search for Quartermaster Juin. I would like to do just a quick look around as though I'm searching for that and just see if maybe I can see some kind of trail.
A trail for who? Juin or Viren or who? Or
Well,
both? Or anyone?
for anyone. I mean, specifically Viren, because I think I might be able to find tracks leading in the same direction.
It is better if you say specifically who you're looking for, because the entire school descended upon the Glade in an attempt to save it.
Yeah, so I'm
So-
specifically looking for two sets of tracks that are going in very specifically the same direction.
Oh.
Like a line that's made up of two different sets of footprints.
Why two different sets?
Viren following Juin is
Okay.
what I'm looking for.
All right. You may make your roll. That's going to be a perception survival. The difficulty is going to be 4.
All right.
And you can get your stunt for that.
Okay.
Stunned.
My God. 5 successes.
What? We
Thank
love
you.
that pink die.
Thank you.
We love that one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can actually tell that those footsteps seem to have gone off in the direction of the in the direction of the administration buildings.
So both sets of tracks or
Both.
one? Okay.
When you make it to the infirmary, Garavel is in a room which is closed and locked with Flavienne. Pyres is has been placed in a room, the same room, by the way, that held Brevin
Mm-hmm.
when he was there.
Mm-hmm.
So you are in that bed. You are stable, none the worse
Okay.
for wear, but you have not yet been seen by Garavel, other than him, carrying you.
Right.
Does he have
No.
any other assistants at the infirmary?
There are a couple of people who mill around, but nobody is currently in with. I mean, he's not in any critical danger. He basically, the injuries that he suffered were somebody picked him up and
Yeah.
threw him on the ground really hard.
I meant, does Garavel have any assistants?
Yes, he does, but they're, taking care of other things. They're not seeing him right now.
Mhm.
Wire, do you want to talk to
no,
them?
I'd like to ask how Santel is doing.
Siantel is with you.
Flavienne is doing. Fuck, I keep forgetting which one was in which team. I know the one that was with Pyres got hurt. Flavienne,
Just when you're thinking of Siantel, think sail.
her right, and she
Yes.
was with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always keep your sailboat in stormy
Yeah,
waters.
gotcha. Thank you.
Don't listen to me.
Awesome.
I don't know. He went in there, he closed the door.
Thank you.
She'll be fine,
Okay.
he says with a fair amount of confidence.
75%?
Yeah, I guess I'll knock on the door to Pyres' room.
It's open.
Great.
He can
I'll
see.
knock on the doorframe.
Friends, come in. I'm gonna try to sit up and then I'll kind of lie back down. He's a little over dramatic.
So he's been wrapped.
Yeah.
The one concession that they have done is he's been wrapped in bandages. So like coming up from his waist is just, pristine white bandages, which are
Does that mean
Yeah.
he's nude from the waist down?
no.
Okay.
We'll wrap you in bandages on your chest, but you're nude from the waist to like.
Jesus.
I will be starting to peel back some of the bandages to remove skin and just like inspect my body, but I'm not doing
Remove
that
skin?
yet. No, sorry. I'm removing some of the bandages to like check that I'm not too hurt, but I won't be doing that yet. I understand that I have to keep them on.
I was just gonna remove some of my skin.
Seems good.
Ah, it's good. Is everyone all right?
Flavienne's being seen to. But the rest of us are okay. We're confined to the infirmary and our barracks, pending investigation for setting fire to the Glade. Which we know we didn't do.
I think it's important that we make it clear that our reasons for laying out the brush and felling the trees is that we would have control over the blaze. If it came to blows and you lost control, then the ensuing blaze would be one that was controlled by us. However, since it was not set by us, it engulfed the entire forest.
So as you're talking, Siantel just quietly closes the door with her foot.
Thank you. The Games Master said I would be blamed. The Games Master said he would try to Well, he didn't say he was going to try to frame me. He said it would be my fault. And it's already known around the school. I don't know how I'm going to...
Pyres, you almost died.
Yeah, what? No.
You were very gravely injured.
Lean on it. Don't be a hero. The more you're
Okay,
hurt, the better the case for the fact that you didn't set it.
Right. Oh.
I think we
right.
would do well, by the way, not to point fingers at who actually did set it.
You realize this looks bad.
It does.
Yes.
We were seen creating the conditions that would make a fire like this possible. Not as bad as it was going to be, but we were doing that.
Yes.
Exactly, which is why it would be no good to deny it. So we lean into the fact that it was intentional, but what happened was not our doing. It sounds more plausible that way.
How did the Games Master know that's what we were planning? I mean, maybe it's just happenstance that he decided to burn down the Glade when... Right?
Quick thinking.
I guess.
Wouldn't be surprised if the initial plan was to set us in to either be destroyed, since he knew what we were going up against,
Well, he did, I mean,
or
I guess
set
I
us
guess I
up to
can't-
be the heroes who vanquished.
right? I guess I can't necessarily prove it, but the quartermaster did say that he had injured her. Obviously, we can't trust
So
her.
just, if I remember correctly, she says, I've been hurt, not
That's true.
who hurt her.
That is true, actually.
We have assumed.
That's
Yes.
true. No, it's a good point, though.
I just want to make sure that that's clear.
Yeah.
You're welcome to jump to conclusions. They may even
I
be
mean,
great.
I always do. You can't stop me.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop. Where is he?
Missing.
Don't know.
Great. It's probably raising the rest of the realm to come down here and finish the job.
How much thinking have people been doing about this?
A lot.
Decent bit.
Could I have you roll, please?
Oof.
Intelligence war. And if you want a stunt, tell me what you're thinking about the current situation.
I'm thinking that it wouldn't do Vieren any good to show his hand and point the fingers at us, just as it wouldn't do us any good to point fingers at him. I think he expected us to die. Either by Juin's hand or by the fire.
All right. How morbid. Go ahead and roll. You can have your stunt.
Thank you.
Look, I happen to enjoy morbid Gale.
I'm happy to roll too, but I have not been doing anything.
I'm
No,
leaving.
Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
4 successes.
Or yeah.
I'm going to give you a thought process, and you can choose to do what you will with it. How's that?
Ooh.
We'll
Gale's been thinking.
let's put on Gale's theme.
Oh man, I haven't heard those themes in ages.
So, Gale whispered enters her mind palace.
It's more like a shack.
Gale whispered enters her mind hut.
It's just full.
It's very dusty.
What would happen if you had 5 students known to be winners at these games go into this game and not survive?
Then it's probably a confirmation that whoever they were fighting is anathema.
Okay. So at least confirmation that whoever they were fighting, A, had lethal intentions,
Yeah.
and B, was more powerful than 5 gifted young Dragon-Bloods.
Yeah.
What would be the public reaction to that? I'm not talking about the students. I'm talking about the public. What would be the public's reaction to 5 young cadets in their prime? One of which has been known as somebody, as an up-and-comer in his own house.
It would reflect badly on the school, I think. Like, who's training these yahoos?
Yahoo.
But if it was indeed up against an opponent, dangerous enough that they could take this out, an opponent who might be an enemy of the realm itself, how would the public feel about these 5? Not the school, the 5.
They would be martyrs.
That's quite possible. Now, what happens if those 5 survived? What would happen then if the person who ostensibly was the enemy escaped and you still wanted a martyr?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not giving you everything. Finally, let's assume that you had gone in and you had been victorious. You discover an enemy of the realm and you defeat it. Now, how would the public feel about you?
We're heroes and very powerful.
And what about the person who guided you to this victory?
He's even more of a hero.
Well, as much. Let's not
And who, above everyone else in the entire system, has been more concerned, potentially, with what the public thinks of the events at the House of Bells?
Viren.
You emerge from your mind hut.
Gail, are you okay?
Okay, I'm gonna regurgitate all of this as a kind of stream of consciousness to people. So as it's coming, it's just getting blurted out. So we can all talk about it together. So we're in an interesting situation because we did not die. We are therefore not martyrs. But we did not defeat our opponent. So we are not entirely heroes either, which means the narrative needs to be guided by someone. I assume Viren is going to try to guide the narrative in some way. It would do him no good to cast aspersions on us now.
Or have we foiled his plan? And so he needs to get rid of us before we can build enough evidence to get rid of him.
Perhaps, but he won't do it in an obvious way.
Sorry, I know you're looking at me like you're.
No,
expecting
I
me to say
thought you
something.
were going. So I thought
No,
you were
no,
gonna
I
say
know
something.
for sure. Sorry.
By the way, the scent of algae, of seaweed, of driftwood starts to waft into the room. Siantel is not the source.
I'm gonna poke my
There's
head.
no one outside. It's
Oh.
just a hallway.
I think I know how we can keep ourselves alive, at least for a little bit.
How?
We're buying ourselves time. Give him what he wants. He wants to be the hero, so we'll make him one. He's the reason why we survived. He chased off Juin and told us to tunnel underneath the ground and get ourselves safe
While he fought the.
while he
Blaze.
bravely fought the blaze around us.
Why?
Because then publicly he cannot act against us.
But then publicly, we also can never act against him because we'll be going back on our word.
We wouldn't be doing that anyway. Who would believe us? Any
Even
action we
privately,
take against
everyone
him
will have
needs to
heard
be-
us publicly.
if there is going to be a court martial, there's going to be evidence presented.
I just if we defend him, then the blame has to fall on us for the fire. There's no one else to blame.
There's Juin.
Yes?
May I come in?
It's
Garavel.
Of course.
Door opens up and Garavel comes in, and you can immediately the scent of driftwood just becomes a lot more permeable in the air. It's not unpleasant, but as he walks forward, there's some subtle shifting in the boards underneath your feet, and he sits down next to the bed. You aren't nearly as badly off, I'm assuming, because most of what she had to deal with was fire.
I did my best to protect her.
It's very possible that without your protection, and then without your tunneling into the ground, she would not have survived. But she's going to be all right.
Thank you.
And he reaches over and he holds his hand slightly above Pyre's shoulders. Will you allow me?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Sir. Oh.
Let's see. All right. Pyres,
Yes.
you may heal instantly
Oh.
3 health levels of damage.
Yay.
And what wound penalty does that put you at?
Whoop. None, apparently. No, lot casting I think wasn't up here. I believe that should put me up to -2.
Yeah. So you are now at -2. I'll take care of that for you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
You're now at -2, and you feel better, still sore, stiff, tired. You're going to be all right. You're going to need to rest for a week, thereabouts. Don't push yourself. But
Okay.
you don't have to stay here if you don't want to. You're not to take part in any classes that involve rigorous physical activity for 1 week, nor will you be allowed to participate in any games if they are to occur.
How's Sylvian?
She'll need to stay here for a little while longer. But she will be all right. She's asleep now. Again, it was your actions that saved her.
Sir, you'd agree with us that if we can't compete in any games, then neither can the Fang of the Lost Hand.
Until such time as the game's master returns, I wouldn't guess that there would be any games.
Where did he go? I'm giving him like big eyes.
We don't know.
Read intentions?
On who?
On Garav. On
For what
Gale.
purpose? You
Just
can get
behind
your
him.
stunned. What are you asking for?
I am asking for. Ooh. Can I ask for intimacies? Intimacies relating. I don't want to say intimacies about Fiera, and what I'm trying to say is like intimacies around honor or dishonor. Can I? You can name like a category, right, and see if he has any feelings
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
so,
we know that he has distrust of Viren already.
So then, yes, go ahead. His guile is 2.
Oh, I always lose my little place there. There we go. What the? Oh, yeah. Wound penalties, right?
You're,
like,
by
why
the
does it
way,
suck?
you're now down to glowing, both of you.
Thank you.
Great.
I got 3 successes.
He, aside from the intimacy that you already know of, which is only very tangentially related to it, which is, I believe it was anyone who asks deserves my care.
Yeah, everyone who asks deserves my care. Yeah.
No, he has no
Okay.
particular intimacies towards honor or dishonor.
Okay. Cool.
Are any of the rest of you injured in any way?
No, thank you.
I understand that there is an administrator waiting outside to take you to the barracks.
Correct.
Do you wish me to hold you here for observation?
Yes, please.
Very well. I'll inform them. You'll each be sequestered here, I imagine. We'll arrange for food to be brought. Will there be anything else that you'll need?
I would like to request my gateway board from Sinus Bracken.
She's gonna want her books. Like at least one. If you could get one of her books, that'd be nice. Alright, understood. I'll take care of it.
Thank you.
It'll have to be 2 to a room.
Understood.
And he gets up and he walks out of the room and he closes the door behind him.
Well, that's lucky at least, right? We can't be killed in our sleep if we're sleeping in the same room.
Or in the infirmary.
Yeah. Or in the infirmary.
Or in the
right?
infirmary.
Yeah, right. Or in the infirmary.
I'll
right?
articulate better.
No, it's fine.
Maybe my idea doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm trying to think like somebody who cares so much about how the public perceives him that everything else is secondary. So if we very publicly survived a blaze, we almost died in games that he was arranging. I see it as the best way we can survive this is to graciously thank him for being the reason we lived.
I don't think I'm that good of a liar.
Well, that's goes outside the scope of the plan. I can't account
I
for
think that you're right to look for to try to think in that scope. I think you're right. I just don't know.
You know, for now, we don't have to say anything. Especially if there's potentially a court-martial. We can claim that we shouldn't talk about it at all.
And I should also point out that if we did end up going this route, it would be solely to buy us time. Because I want to assure you all that my intention is to destroy him for what he did. But we need to gather more information. We need to find out who he's working for. We need to find out who is above him. Maybe other members of House Kathak could help us with that.
Gale, it's not that I don't trust your judgment. You keep saying who's above him. Like this guy, maybe he's just here to score some political points or
Exactly.
something.
If he's here to score some political points, then who is he trying to impress? There's always someone above somebody like him.
And if he knew that Juin was anathema, why would he pit us against her?
Exactly.
That's the thing.
No, that what Gale was saying, that makes sense. It's a win-win, right? Either we defeat the anathema and then he looks great sort of in our glow or
For
whatever.
endangering us?
Yes.
For not realizing
wouldn't
that she
know.
was
He
anathema
wouldn't-
in the first place?
But why would he pick her out of the entire school? The first time that students are pitted face to face against one faculty member in this kind of way.
I imagine he had his suspicions and he hated her anyway. So he did figure it was a win-win.
He thought it would force her out, and if something terrible happened, he would have run in to save us, which he did.
Yes.
Well, right. Save us.
If we publicly stand against him in the court-martial, if we are called to give testimony and it's our word against him, we're dead. At minimum, expelled.
Not unless we can somehow
well,
find a way to bring suspicion on him. It's not like he's popular with the rest of the faculty.
Agreed.
Bring suspicion on him.
It's easier to prove a fact than prove a lack of something. I've read that. I don't know if that's actually true or just what's convenient for fiction, but how do, like, trying to say, oh, well, we didn't start the fire.
Sorry.
Saying it wasn't us. We need to find a way to prove that it was someone else. That there was a torch. Was there a torch?
I recollect, indeed, that when I was being carried by Flavienne, before he broke her arm and knocked her out, and I passed out and whatever, he threw a torch into the woods. That's my recollection.
Then we focus on that. That there was a
recollection.
torch.
It would be gone. I mean, I don't know if it would still be there.
I don't know.
We didn't have one, that's for sure.
There were 2 sets of tracks leading to the administration offices from the Glade as well.
They're not still here.
They might both be. He could be tracking her. Why she would go to the administration offices is beyond me. But
Well, isn't there something that they left there?
yes, but I don't. It's valuable, of course, but to come back here,
You can disappear. It's not such a risk.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
If everyone's looking at the fire and you're invisible.
It's a pretty neat trick, I guess.
well, I could always try sneaking out tonight and going to tail them.
No. We aren't. No one goes alone.
What do you mean?
Probably the 2 most dangerous people on campus, no offense, Commandant and Aresta, I guess. Like, they're the most dangerous people here. What? You got big. You got
Commandant, Aresta, and Juin and Viren.
Right?
Well, just in terms of number of heads knocked together, okay? I love it. No, but I'm serious. Like, those are the... Look, I'm not a coward, right? And I know you're not... I know none of us are. But it seems really dumb, honestly, Gale. What are you going to accomplish? Oh my god, look, all their secret stuff is out in the open.
Or it's all gone. Like,
Or
those
it's
are
all
good
gone.
facts to know, but I think I don't want to let one love, true love.
Wow.
It's easier for one person to sneak around than 2, for sure. But I don't want to risk any of us being alone, especially if she's still on campus.
I'm
So
saying
she might still
Viren
be
got
on
closer to
campus?
killing us than she did.
Hmm?
Viren got closer to killing us than she did.
I motion to my broken body. It's not broken, I know.
And I gesture to Flavienne's door.
You know what? Touche. Too fucking shit.
There's just blood seeping from it.
I'm running on this.
I go like this.
That's jam, right? That's jam.
Yeah. I understand that it would be inadvisable and stupid to try to follow the trail now. I'm just saying that another opportunity might not present itself. And if we're looking for facts, if we're looking for evidence, then the actual perpetrator is somewhere still on campus. And who knows how much longer he's going to remain.
What would you hope to find?
Answers.
And if you just find information, then it's
Maybe I could find out if they're colluding. Maybe this whole thing was a setup. Maybe they're going to be having tea and talking. Maybe one of them's going to be beating the other one into a pulp. But we won't know.
You don't think no one's looking for them now that we're safe?
I don't think they know what they're looking for.
That's fair.
We do.
Let's hope that your gateway board is delivered soon.
Mm-hmm.
Can at least figure out that connection. I don't like the idea of anyone going off on their own right now.
So here's a question for the brighter minds in the room. How do you ask a professor to tell you everything they know about the anathema when there's no reason for that question? Like, nobody knows, right?
You want to join the Wild Hunt, and you need to know who your enemies are.
Right.
You saw a weird glow.
I'm worried. You're right, yeah. I just need to be prepared just in case. God. If it was just out in the open, I mean, there'd be paranoia everywhere, but at least we'd be able to all be on the same page. Oh.
Exactly. The Dragon-Bloodeds, our ego and our paranoia is making us unable to see the full story, the full truth.
What are you saying? The full truth?
Well, we're delivering biased accounts to young cadets.
How do you know they're biased accounts?
I can tell. Anyone with a brain can tell, Pyres. I know you can tell.
I honestly, that honestly, that kind of hurts, Scale, because I don't know what you're talking about. How do I know they're biased?
Because all history is biased. It's written by the winners.
She's right.
Yeah, I guess. But we won in... but the anathema, like, look, the immaculate texts are really clear on this, right? Look,
Exactly.
I don't know them word for word or whatever, but like, I know that they are not our friends and they want to destroy this way of life. It was a war and we won. And if there's one thing I know about losers in war, it's that they never let it go. Does that sound familiar, or?
What?
Never letting things go. Does that
Oh.
sound familiar to you?
Yes, sure, I can associate with that.
Mm-hmm.
How about the triumphant winners of a battle standing over their enemies' broken bodies on the battlefield? One of them starts to twitch, and they immediately stomp on their necks, rather than trying to figure out why they're still alive.
If your enemy is a danger to you, you must stamp it out.
Right.
Also,
Just like you should stamp out a single ant rather than follow it back to see if there are maybe others in a hole somewhere.
Are you suggesting we try to follow her?
I'm just saying that clearly stomping out individual threats as they pop up all over the realm is not
It's
really
worked
working
for 1,000
us.
years.
It is not, because they keep coming back.
I'm sorry, Gale whispered. Are you trying to tell me that after what happened today? Whoa, Ripley. That you're trying to tell us that after what happened today, you want to go and learn more about these things?
I mean, knowing your enemy is important.
Yes. They
Im-
keep coming back. She has been here for 10 years without being detected. Aren't you even the least bit curious why?
Absolutely. But I'm also not interested in risking our lives or the lives of our classmates or possibly this entire school, including this very skilled faculty. They get more powerful as they age. That's why we stamp them out the second we find them.
That's a really scary thought, Foresta. I hadn't even considered it. How developed is she in her sorcery?
Extremely. She's at least 10 years into it, and she's much older than that.
She's very advanced.
Well, we have no way of knowing that.
She's gone
Right.
undetected.
We have no way of knowing that.
Oh, excuse me, Quartermaster Joanne. Can you tell me how long you've been this horrible, disfigured creature?
I'm just saying entertaining ways of finding answers might be a little more, might yield better results than just turning someone over to our declared enemy, by the way.
Who's our declared enemy now?
Viren.
Oh, I'm not turning her over to him. When did we
Yeah.
ever say we were turning her over to him?
No.
No.
You're
Except for when,
okay.
like,
Well,
I
you
think he was
called
on
for
fire.
him when we found her in the glade.
I was trying to get us out of the fire.
Right. There was that.
So
I'm just
Before
saying
I knew that he had said it.
we don't have to just act. We don't have to just react the way we've always been trained to react. We can have some critical thought.
We're students. We aren't graduates. We aren't commanders.
yet. To survive to graduate, that's true though. And I will agree with you on that point, Gale. We're definitely not on her side, but we're definitely not on his side either. If this third side can include everybody else here at the House of Bells, I think that's a big win.
Fine.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Also, I'm sorry.
For what?
Really? Well, fuck, Gale. You're just getting me really riled up.
This is good. You're riled up. It means you're thinking. It means you're questioning. This is important.
You told me not to react just now.
You can react with your words and your thoughts. That's fine.
This
You should be
makes
doing
Pyres
this.
think.
Every bit of information that's fed to you should be questioned. Every single thing that you are taught, you should immediately put it through a process of, is this really true? Have I heard the other side?
No, that makes you a bad soldier. I can't be that. That's not who I'm.
I never said I wanted to be a good soldier, did I?
Okay, but you're starting to sound like you think that the anathema maybe have their side of the story and that maybe we're the bad guys?
Did I ever say that?
I don't know. That's what it's starting to sound like, Gale.
I'm
I
saying
don't
I've
like
heard
that.
no story, but we are the good guys. We are the only ones that should ever be believed, ever. And yes, I have a problem with that.
Then I don't know what you're doing at the school. You're going against everything we're being taught. It sounds like you're about to make yourself an outcast and possibly drag us down with you.
Okay. So, bye then, I guess.
Hey,
She's gonna get up to go.
hey, wait.
I literally I would clothesline you if you keep
What?
walking.
I don't want to drag you down.
We are a Fang. We have sworn an oath.
I'm not going to sit here like a sponge.
We're
and
about to be
absorb
put through a
every
court-martial.
piece of punishment that we're told to accept just
Our-
because we're too.
What do you think you can do against them? We're about to be court-martialed. What are you going to do? Say, what about the other side? How is that going to save us?
I'm not that stupid.
What's the plan, Gale?
I don't have one.
Thank you. Great. Then thank you. I thought you were proposing a plan that we were somehow going to
No, I
stand
just
up
thought
there.
I was with a group of people where I was safe to ask questions. But this is starting to feel a lot like home. So,
Ask a question then. Ask
No.
it.
no, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
Gale, I want us to communicate. I'm going to fucking follow her.
Pyres is not going to be getting out of bed in this instance.
I'm just going to point out, Siontel has been present for all of this. She's very specifically not said a word.
Yeah, let's-
Sorry for fan pushing.
We're all here.
So I'm just
Yeah,
making
thank
sure
you.
that you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were asking questions. If you're asking questions, I've known you for like a week, Gale. I'm sorry. I thought you were laying out another battle plan.
I can't lay out a battle plan until I've seen the map. Right now, I don't even know where we stand.
Then
But I
what's
do
our
need-
defensive plan?
I told it to you. It's don't declare animosity towards him outright. Don't give any information we don't have to. Don't declare what we know about her, because that also paints a target on our backs.
That's a plan.
Let's just try to survive the next 3 days.
Thank
And
you.
I promise you I'll think of something better that doesn't get us killed.
You don't have to always have all the answers, Gale, as much as you usually do.
Yes, I do. And then she really wants to like quicken her
Yeah,
pace.
then I'll go.
Aresta looks at her, all like
She's so
equally, if
small.
not longer legs. Oh no. Oh, Gale, yeah.
Oh, Gale's very short. Yeah.
Gale, where are you headed?
I guess to like her room. She's gonna try to find an empty room and be like, "This is my room now."
To her room, said Garavel.
Yeah, me and my sadness.
Hello.
Oh god.
I will return to the room with Pyres and theoretically Santel.
Santel's still there.
I feel like Ciantel and I have just been staring at each other. I'm not sure.
No, Santel has very specifically, after watching Gale walk out of the room, and
Yeah, follow.
seeing her walk
Right.
out, she's sat down next to the bed, and just chewed her lip.
So there's no battle plan. There's a defense plan.
Just hold on before you get
Sorry.
back. If you have anything to say to Santel, you have the opportunity to.
I mean, I think just very simply there'd be like probably a long pause, but I feel like you would just ask her, "Are you okay?" I've never seen them like I've never seen us like this.
It's because there's things that people aren't thinking about. Because they're tired. And they're upset. We almost died.
Yeah.
All of us. And I'm willing to give my life. But that doesn't make for good headspace. Do you know how hard it is? And how easy it is to just live as if you belong.
Yeah.
And that's when you can come in.
I kind of do.
Our plan right now is defensive. We don't strike out at anyone, whether or not they deserve it. We don't paint targets on ourselves. We focus on the facts that we intended to control the fire. If one broke out, that we didn't start it, that you saw someone with a torch.
We're not the judges.
We aren't.
We can present what we know, not what we think.
We need to advocate for ourselves, present the evidence that we have, which is mostly hearsay,
Yeah.
and try to hope that they find the evidence that we say is there. The torch.
Do we not have anything else? Like, I don't know. I was gonna. I motioned towards Aresta. Any notes from Viren? Oh, right.
Disappearing ink.
Yeah, classic. We don't have anything.
We have to rest. We
We have
have
to
to rest.
I don't think, as much as I don't think Gale hates me, I don't think I should bunk with her.
And then just some color just drains from Ciantel's face for a second, and then she... Okay. And she gets up and she walks over to the door, opens it, and then closes it.
Is she okay? She's right, though. You know, we do need to rest. I think I I got a little snappy with Gale.
I think we all did.
Yeah.
She's challenging things that we've taken for granted, and well, I don't necessarily agree with her. I also know that that's normal to react badly. Let's
To
see.
be honest, I just don't want my whole view of creation overturned in a second. That's kind of where I'm at. But I don't disagree that there are things that I've always known to be true that might need more questioning. Gale Whispered is the kind of person who it's good to have vision when you're on the battlefield.
It feels like a life's work, not a tonight's work that we can do while we're being targeted by who knows how many people. And I do believe that Gale could actually find the answer to those questions one day. I don't know whether today is the day to find them out.
Well, good thing today's almost over then, right? Hopefully.
Oh, hell no. It's like 2 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck no.
Yes.
Yeah, because the thing
Yes.
started at noon. Yeah.
Shit.
Jesus
And it
Christ.
was 1 hour. That's right. It was.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Feels like
actually,
it's
no.
gone
then
on
it,
for a
no,
week.
it would have it'd be more like 5.
Yeah.
You were in that
I mean,
tunnel for a while,
Yeah.
I thought.
but it's not like,
You were on fire
It's
for
not
a while.
midnight.
I mean, now you are
No.
pretty injured. You could probably
Yeah.
go to sleep and be just fine.
Maybe I will.
Is there anything I can ask for? Water, food? You should stay in bed.
I mean, water's always good, and maybe some parchment and quill for when I'm feeling up for it.
I will ask for these things.
Your enemas are now dim. I've done that.
Sweet.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you. Due to an unfortunate clerical error, Pyres is served with parchment to eat.
And Aresta is.
Oh shit! Oh, just goes to bottom.
And goodbye, infirmary.
If this bet's a rock and Arresta's just pissed.
I'm going to rest for now. I do have stuff I want to accomplish once I've slept or rested or something.
If it's not too noisy in the rest of the infirmary, I might leave the door open and sit with my back against the door frame so that I can sort of watch the hallway as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Doing your ships. No.
You're back against the door.
So
Chops.
by the time you get out there, there is no one in the hallway.
Okay. Yeah.
Gale.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy.
I don't think Gale is doing much. I think she's curled up in a ball, thinking, but mostly feeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's real. That's relatable content right there. Holy shit.
Blanket over the head. Yeah.
After about 30 minutes, the door to the infirmary opens, and Garavel walks in and immediately goes to his desk. But Bracken starts coming down the hallway and sees you, and she stops. She's holding a bag just in both of her hands.
I'm gonna point down the hall to where Gale is, and I guess I'll accompany her at least to Gale's door.
So you get up.
Yeah, I get up. Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you for coming.
It seems that you have had an interesting time.
Not inaccurate.
As I understand, you are here for observation. Do you enjoy being observed?
When I have been in that lodge of fire, and I am being observed by medical professionals, I'm going to have to go with yes. But largely no.
What happened?
Someone set a fire that
No,
wasn't
no,
the
no,
five
no,
of
no.
us.
Not there. Here.
Oh,
Here.
It's not every day that you have someone sitting in a door jamb, alone, when the rest of their fang is still recovering.
We're two to a room. I don't particularly think that Pyres needs me breathing down his neck while he's trying to heal.
Fires has a single tear roll down his. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is Pyres in there?
Like, point towards the room that I was in, yeah.
Let's see how he is. And she just walks past you, ignoring the door with Gale whispered in it.
Okay.
That's good. Oh, yeah, sure.
Cadet? If you were asleep, by the way, this does not stop her from
nope,
addressing
for
you.
sure. I was definitely like dozing, so eyes snap open. Sir, thank you for. What are you doing here?
I'm not certain that I'm accustomed to being so questioned about where I choose to go.
Right. No, nor should you be. You have the reign of the campus, sir.
Is this something that you often do? Question the movements of faculty?
No, I actually don't usually question things.
Are you severely injured?
Not really, I guess.
Then why are you here?
Pyres is being brave.
A symptom of his house.
He had passed out. His injuries were so severe.
Garavel wants to keep us for observation, and I think that is the wisest course of action. Against my wishes, maybe, but maybe not my better judgment.
And if you had your greatest wish right now, what would it be?
I think my second greatest wish would be a piping hot bowl of ramen, shrimp,
Cadet,
green onions.
I did not ask you what your second greatest wish was.
I did not. I just don't want to offend you, sir. You're really going to ask?
I believe I already did.
My greatest wish would be the unjust elements of today to be undone. If I could turn back time. Oh, thank you.
And this would offend me how?
Perhaps the implications.
I was not present at the games.
Where were you?
In the library.
I thought all faculty had to attend the games. And you're free to go where you wish.
No. All faculty aren't required to do anything.
I am injured. I'm fine. My pride is wounded, and that doesn't heal the same way that this does. And I
And
kind of
why
poke
on
at my
earth
own
would your
skin.
pride be wounded?
I motioned to my body.
Simply because someone got the best of you. Do you believe there's a soldier alive who has not achieved greatness while also being in your position here. You're a student, cadet. You must learn before you must walk, and before you must run. This is merely another grade that you have received on your trip. I certainly hope it's a good one.
Professor
Are
Najak
you
always
ashamed
says,
of him?
No.
Do you believe that his pride is somehow damaged?
I can see him believing that. But I don't think he has necessarily much reason for it. So, what I have to assume are the rumors currently spreading, I can see being damaging to his pride.
Cadet, thank you for your candor. Now, rest up, and I wouldn't worry. I think somehow this will all be all right.
You can't promise that, I suppose, but it certainly sounds... You sound, sure, sir.
It is one thing that you're going to have to learn. You must earn the right to earn my promises. I shall see Gale whispered now.
I step back out of the room and walk down the hall.
Can I read intentions as she's leaving?
I mean, you can read intentions all you like.
Good.
What would you like to
try.
read?
I would like to read. I mean, it's super intentions for the scene, I guess, because it's really. I find it very odd the way she approached us and was here.
Sure.
And so on.
All right, go ahead.
So, can I boost? I don't fucking think so.
Bracken's guile is currently 5.
17.
Fine. Okay. Well, I'll spend 4 motes, John.
You can spend motes, yeah, sure.
It's not for successes, but it's if the intimacy happens to be emotion based, it will penalize her guile.
But you aren't asking about an intimacy.
It's an interesting point. I'm asking about intentions. So, can I ask about intimacies?
Sure. What intimacy
Towards
would you like
the
to ask
fang
about?
of the lost hand?
Okay. Towards specifically your fang? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm also, by the way, from now on implying that if someone's asking about the lost fang, they are also asking about the Hearth of True Bells, because they're essentially one and the same.
Cool.
We're all the same members. Unless there's like a drummer replacement at some point.
For the Lost Hearth of True Bells.
Whoa. You said 5,
Or
right,
the
John?
True Bells of the Lost Hand.
That is literally a triple botch. Literally disastrous. I am not rolling dice for the rest of tonight.
What
not
intimacy
true.
were you looking for?
I was
The
looking
Fang of the Lost
for
Hand?
intimacies towards, the Fang of the Lost Hand.
Minor intimacy, curiosity.
Oh. Uh-oh. That's not good.
I don't know if I
I'm
should
writing
write
it-
that one down.
I'm writing it down in my
Can you
notes.
mark it?
I'll fucking mark it.
Put like 5 question marks after.
Weird.
It is not the first mention of the Hearth of True Bells. They just don't often use the
Hearth.
term.
No, we mentioned it to Commandant Nuven, but we also didn't like go around being like new
We're
poster,
this
like
people,
this is
yeah.
we're AKA, you know.
Mhm.
Curiosity.
Must die.
Gale whispered,
Yeah.
That's funny. That's fucking hilarious.
Who is it?
"Please allow me entrance."
If you have the board, can you please just leave it outside? I'm not in a talky mood.
Excellent. Then you can listen.
Okay. She's like not getting up though.
Okay, the door opens.
Okay.
And she cheerfully goes inside and she puts the bag down.
I would like to stay in the hallway such that I'm not visible from wherever Gale is sitting.
And then she closes the door.
That's fine.
You can listen if
I
you
will.
so choose. Okay, go ahead.
Love it.
Yes.
Because if she's there to murder Gale, I will spend the moment.
Wouldn't we? I think.
She's there to
Siontel
murder-
is not in this room. No, Siontel is not in the hallway, and she's not in this room, which means that she either left the infirmary or she's in a different room. Possibly she is in Flavienne's room, which would be the reasonable assumption.
Yeah.
God,
Reasonable.
Dang it. It's not where I was trying to send her. Ugh.
Me neither.
Where are you like still basically like curled up in a blanket? When
Oh,
she
yeah.
comes in?
Yeah, she's not moving.
She raises an eyebrow at this. You are technically breaking protocol, but I assume that you're doing this deliberately and Bracken isn't saying anything.
I think the two of us have that kind of dynamic
Most likely.
as well.
I mean, like, you're supposed to, stand at least when a superior officer comes in, but... Well, you've asked for your board. I don't have it.
What happened to it?
Oh, I still am in possession of it, but it's not here. You asked for it to be returned after the games were over.
The games are over. I would like it back.
When you return to the library, you may have your board back. But as I understand, you want to leave the infirmary. And if you are to leave the infirmary, you are to return to your quarters. Is that correct?
Yes, that's why I was hoping somebody would bring me my board so I would have a pastime here.
Oh, you do have a board. And she places the bag on the bed.
Yes. Back into your little cave.
Inside is her reflective set.
Oh.
So it only has one set of pieces. So you can't really play a game that isn't the reflective game.
Wow, what a
So-
metaphor.
so
Holy
alone.
shit, that's good.
I'd like to,
Damn.
like, while I'm under my little blanket, look underneath the board.
There is a very, very small piece of paper that has been attached to the underside of it.
Thank you. This will allow me to further improve on my reflective game.
Yes, I'm certain that that's where your priorities lie right now.
Very much so.
You're feeling quite sorry for yourself right now, aren't you?
No, that would be a waste of mental capacity.
I suppose. You're just cold and sensitive to light, and the sound of others breathing incapacitates you right now.
It's been a very long day. I needed some quiet time to think.
And you don't think that that isn't the same as I'm feeling sorry for myself?
Call it whatever you want.
I shall. And then she sits down next to the bed, and she reaches into her pockets and she pulls out one of the candies that you brought her previously, and she just pops it into her mouth.
You seem very chipper about what happened.
I would say that I am relieved to know that my student is safe.
Your student.
Yes.
You're relieved I didn't die?
Do you find that surprising?
No.
I
But-
didn't-
What about Quartermaster Juin? We have no idea where she's gone. Aren't you worried about her?
Juin, I was forced to choose sides, wasn't I? When I heard that it was going to be you versus her. I'm here. I'm thrilled that you're all right.
So you chose our side, easy as that?
I choose to stay on the winning side right now.
I'd like to read intentions on that one.
I thought that might be a thing that you could do, yeah.
I'm looking for
You're also allowed, by the way.
intimacies around like following the flow of the tide, around like siding with the winning team, like
Okay. Sure.
around like loyalty and stuff.
Sure.
You know?
Go ahead. I mean, her guile is still 4.
I
Oh
would
boy.
like to assess her intentions for the scene since she isn't doing any of the things I thought she would be doing.
Sure.
So,
And we love it.
Oh, didn't I also buy something else? What did I forget? Aha! Oh, I didn't add it. Oh, yes.
And
Well,
she
you
is
have a
faculty.
Specialty now, right?
Yes, and I didn't add it.
That's good. Ups your total moat.
Although your
pool.
specialty is in read intentions, not faculty. It's stealth faculty, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's just
Read
read
intentions.
intentions.
Faculty, yeah.
That's 4.
Uh-huh.
Bosh. That's good.
I thought her gal was 5.
Yeah, 4.
I said it was 4 now. She's
doesn't
allowed
like
to stunt
fire.
or spend willpower when she chooses.
She just doesn't like fires.
Sometimes I just want to screw over Scott, right? Like,
That's fair.
Hey,
honestly.
when I roll like
although
that,
to be fair, I didn't screw over Scott because even if the difficulty was 1, he would have triple botched.
that's so bad.
What a dude.
I'm leaving those dice.
Which I'm not
Right there.
forgetting, by the way,
No, I didn't think so.
if it hasn't already come into play. But you wouldn't know.
would you like to look at my results?
Oh boy.
Oh wait,
Well,
no.
that's-
I spent notes for an automatic success. Dang, it was a botch, but I had
Oh
spent the
my
notes
God.
and forgot. I was like, oh, shit.
You
But
spent most.
I spent my 2 motes to activate to get my extra success. So, dang.
So you did not botch,
I
but
did
you
not
do not know.
botch.
Jezu Cree.
Gale whispered, you were asking about read intentions specifically towards being on the winning side, being with the shifting tides, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bracken has a defining intimacy.
Oh. Excuse me.
Win or lose, I will be sure to be right.
Damn.
So, directly contradicting what she just said.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that almost, this is not Gail, this is Liz. So she said she always sides with the winning side, but now she's saying win or lose, I will be sure to be right. Does that mean that whatever side she's sided with, she has decided is the right side, even if they lose?
It means that she will not care whether it's the popular thing to do or the winning side. She will be sure to be right. Now, be right is up in the air. What is to be right? Is it to be right as in I will stick to my morals? Is it to be right as in I will be sure that I will be factually correct even if I'm being like dangled over acid? Or that's not necessarily clear, and I cannot be more precise than that at this time, based on your conversation with her.
Okay.
It does have a few meanings, the crosshair, but I am specifically making sure that you know that it is counter to, oh yeah, I'm going to be on the winning side. That seems like a better plan for me.
Yeah, okay. I would like to know what happened to her.
What happened where?
We were pitted against each other
Mhm.
by the games master. We do not know why.
Well, the games master is, he's a prick.
Sorry.
Everyone seems to feel that way, but
And yet
No,
he
but-
has so much power. Isn't it awful?
yes, it is. It makes me wonder who he's working for.
Who indeed? Gale whispered, "Sleep well. I'm sure everything will be all right." Or do now you feel like talking?
I just need answers, not more questions right now.
Answers?
Brain is drowning in questions.
And you believe I have these answers?
I don't know, but if you don't, then I honestly can't talk anymore.
Well, what are the questions?
Who is Quartermaster Juin?
Who indeed is anyone? I don't know if I can answer that one.
Wow. God, what an answer.
Who is Cathak Vieran?
Cathak Vieran is a war hero gone politician.
And yet I had never heard of him until he arrived here.
No.
Neither had Pyres or Aresta, and they're from his house.
That is correct, yes.
How was he plucked from obscurity like that? To be given so much responsibility in the House of Bells.
It's amazing what success in war can bring someone.
What campaign did he succeed in then? I would have heard of it, surely, if it was a big success.
As far as I can tell, Cathak Vieran was a success in a campaign that ultimately failed.
So he succeeded, but the campaign failed?
You may wish to ask House Tapet. As the players start scribbling notes, Kate's note-taking intensifies.
No, but seriously.
Do you mean the campaign against the Bull of the North?
It's possible. I'm afraid that I don't actually have all that information.
You seem to have quite a bit.
I'm telling you what I've heard.
Do you have access to any documentation about that campaign?
Documentation, no. But I have had lunch with him every once in a while, and I have heard stories from him.
You've heard his side of the story. I
I've
wonder
heard
what the
a
other one
side
is.
of the story. And she pulls out another one of the sweets that you've given her, and she pops that in her mouth, and she sighs happily.
Well, she's not a vampire.
Do you think Quartermaster Juin will come back?
Quartermaster Juin is a dedicated individual. Throughout her entire time here, I never knew her once not to fight tooth and nail for what she thought was correct for the students of the House of Bells. I can't imagine that that would have changed now that we've had at least one instance where someone's idiotic idea of a game could have resulted in the deaths of 5 students and 1 faculty member for nothing more than spectacle. Training accidents here are common. Deaths are woeful but common, but they occur because we are dealing in the art of war. And war is dangerous. This isn't war. These aren't even games. They're shows. The House of Bells is not a theater.
Do you think we're going to get expelled?
No, certainly not.
Why
Why
not?
would you get expelled?
Because the whole school's talking about how we were the ones who burned down the Glade.
Where did you hear that?
From one of the administrative assistants of the Commandant.
You're worried about a court-martial. Well,
Naturally.
when somebody damages precious equipment, someone's going to have to look into it. What do you think all the bureaucrats do in an army? They must have some sort of worth. And that's
I think
an
they
inquiry.
need scapegoats.
No, not scapegoats.
And we might be scapegoats who know too much.
Did you burn down the Glade?
No.
Did you intend to get yourself into a situation that would have involved all 5 of your deaths?
No.
Are you quite sure that you don't have some sort of martyr wish?
No.
Then you have no
Sure.
motive. And without a motive, everything's going to be all right.
I don't understand how you can keep saying that. You can say everything's going to be all right, and 2 sentences later say you don't have all the answers. Without all the answers, how can you know definitively that everything's going to be all right? This isn't a matter of faith. This is a matter of knowledge, and we are missing too much of it.
Because I also know how to make my own luck.
Well, then you're going to have to show us, because our luck has been shit recently. You personally, you believe your luck's been shit. I've seen you thanks.
dodge expulsion, find a group that you not only feel rather strongly about in terms of your trust, but also as strongly as I've ever seen you feel about anyone else, based on the fact that now you are a member of a sworn kinship. You've survived every game that's been put out with nothing more than a scratch on your face. You still have the ear of the House of Bells librarian, her support and her trust. The only thing that you've had to really put up with up until this point is some uncertainty. Now, I would say that your luck's been pretty good so far, don't you?
Sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Luck, fate, faith, it doesn't matter. What matters is what happens.
The reason why I'm telling you that everything's going to be all right is because I don't have such a strict adherence to fact as you do. I do have faith. I do believe that it is possible to influence the future by simply believing it will be all right and acting to make it so. And I do believe that you have enough friends that you'll do fine. Without a motive, the only crime that you're guilty of, if any, is carelessness. And carelessness does not strike me as what occurred today. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, do you have any other questions burning in your skull?
Not at present, no.
You do, but it's all right. I don't have all the answers. Well, we'll see if your commander has any questions for me, and then I shall go. Practice your game. See if there's anyone around here brave enough to play it. And she stands up.
Thank you for the conversation.
Gil whispered, "May I give you one small piece of advice?"
My answer is always the same. It's never stopped you before.
Facts are cold, and sometimes that's exactly what we need. appreciate the fact that there may be other things that you need as well. And then she turns to go.
I will be reading the note that's under it at the earliest convenience.
The note very simply states, Viren's quarters have been searched.
Well.
So she comes out and she leans against the doorframe. Commander. Well,
I have a question.
I thought you might.
I want to look around.
She makes a show of looking around, but she's just amused.
I'd like to lean close to her and speak in a relatively low tone. There was something. Yeah. Green card. Okay, I'm gonna say this loud because I don't want to whisper. I don't know why Gale didn't bring it up. But while we were trying to plan for today's game, there was something that she found in Juin's quarters. But it looked like perhaps it had been planted rather than belonging to Juin.
Mm-hmm.
It was gold, but not. And I want to give her a pointed look.
Mm-hmm.
Something that shouldn't just be hidden under a rug.
Mm-hmm.
Who would have hidden it there? Would it be this person who set the fire, who set Juin running away? Were they trying to frame her, have us hurt her?
These are fantastic questions. Perhaps there's an answer out there. Do you believe I have them? That would be
When we were in the
treason for me to know the answer and not to have spoken, wouldn't it?
You have access to the closed sections of the library.
That is correct, yes. I am the librarian. It would be inappropriate of me not to have access to those books.
This is why Gil was supposed to be the one to ask you.
Ask me what? It's all right, Commander. I'm here as a friend.
Do you believe that it would have been planted? Or do you think it actually might have been hers and for some reason carelessly hidden?
Well, for one thing, I don't know why Gale Whispered was in Juin's quarters in the first place. For another,
We were trying to find her. And she wasn't home. She was nowhere to be found.
it is much easier to conceal something that you're describing than what once found. Isn't it? After all, do you believe that Gale Whispered is the sort of person who normally trips across these sorts of things on her own?
Gil likes to find answers. I don't know whether she necessarily tripped across it.
The metal that you speak of is known as orichalcum, otherwise known as demon gold.
I am aware.
It is one of the 5 magical materials. It is not illegal so much as it is very, very dangerous to possess without raising a lot of questions.
Yes.
But for those who are indeed, shall we say, privileged, it is not a crime to be in possession of orichalcum. Juin would have been one of those individuals. As a higher placing, ranking officer at the House of Bells, if she had a good reason for it, then she would have been able to possess.
But she's missing. But that was either... That looked like it had been planted.
You say
For
that
us
she's
to
missing.
find. Isn't she? Her and Viren, they're gone. There was a huge fire. We almost died. We didn't set the fire. We were pitted against her, which still makes no logical sense to me. It only makes sense if someone has very dangerous ulterior motives.
Sientel, by the way, comes out of Flivian's room, goes into Pyre's room, and then closes the door behind her. Yes, I'm sure it's all very upsetting. I don't have the sort of insight that you're looking for. That would involve my knowing the motivations of everyone here at the House of Bells, and I certainly don't. I can tell you what the motivations of the books are. Most of them just endeavor to collect dust. I somehow managed to prevent this.
We were on our way to speak to Viren one day, and it seems like the two of you were friendly?
Oh yes, I've had lunch with him more than once.
So you have no idea why he'd be gone?
Well, I have a couple of suspicions.
And Quartermaster Juin, also gone.
Well, Quartermaster Juin was almost killed, same as you.
And yet, she's not here at the infirmary.
No, she hasn't been found.
So she's not dead, which I have to assume she's not.
Well, I haven't found her corpse.
Exactly.
It
Why
is
wouldn't
possible
she
to eliminate a
seek
corpse.
medical... Well, then someone else would have... We didn't.
Commander, there is an inquiry at present to determine what happened to Juin.
And they're going to assume that because we were knocking down trees that we set the fire and we're stupid children who almost killed ourselves and somehow killed her in the process.
No. You knew enough to create a fire break around the Glade, yes?
Yes.
So it would stand to reason that you wouldn't have created a fire that you couldn't control.
Yes.
So, as I have told your strategist,
I'm not lumping you in with these. You are clever and learned, but pencil pushers like the first easy conclusion.
but you have friends. And friends, dear Aresta, can help you.
I don't think we have friends. I think we have a lot of enemies.
She reaches out and she takes Aresta's hand in both of hers and just holds them for a second. That's not true. Gale whispered is an incredible person.
The five of us are on trial together.
Yes. And she's managed to procure chocolate from off the island. I'm not even entirely sure whether it comes from the north or the east. But it melts in my mouth, and it just coats the tongue. I swear I can taste that chocolate for hours, and it never gets old. I'm not letting my sauce for that chocolate go down. And then she lets go of your hand, and she turns and she starts walking out of the barracks, or the infirmary, I should say.
I just watch her walking away, like, helplessly.
And then she stops and she turns back just to the door. And then she starts talking to Garavel. You could listen in if you wanted to.
I mean, I probably will.
Let's be honest, I'll probably listen. Oh,
They're not ready to leave. You're going to have to hold them for observation for at least a day. But at the moment, they're paranoid. Yeah, I don't know if I could blame them. They're have every right to feel paranoid. I suppose. But she doesn't think she has any friends. Isn't that awfully sad?
Oh god.
That's not what I meant.
And then
Absolutely incredible.
and then she walks out and she closes the door behind her, and you can hear a cheerful whistle as she starts walking away from the infirmary.
God damn it.
God damn it.
Give a little whistle.
What was
I don't know.
And always let your conscience be your guide.
boop, boop, boop.
Oh my goodness, Chunky Kitty.
Flavienne's doing okay. She woke up for about a minute. Enough to back up what you said and then fell back asleep. So,
Oh, that's good. That she backed me up.
well, I mean, she was awake with you in the tunnel.
Mhm.
But at least her story hasn't changed, so, we don't have to kill her.
Yeah, I guess. In any fair trial, well, I don't know, the words of two students versus the words of a professor.
So is there
or
anyone I
whatever
can
he
sneak
is.
in here for you?
Sorry?
Is there anyone I can sneak in here for you? While Arresta's out.
Fires is like blushing a little bit. What do you mean?
Single edge, huh?
Okay. You know what? Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah, me and Single Edge. Honestly, Santel, I went out with the intentions of trying to charm my way into her heart a little bit, and apparently didn't have to work so hard because we're. Do you know what I'm saying? Wow, rude.
How do you do it?
This is the part where I ask, "Do what?"
I mean, how is it that easy for you? You just walk in there and you say, "Hey, I think you're neat," and then she goes, "Oh, Pyres," and she just falls over herself. Is it like that? Is that how it goes?
Well, I wouldn't say neat.
So what would you say?
Can I tell you a bit of a secret?
Yeah, sure. I'm good with secrets.
She wasn't. No, I know she is. I've never really had to try to convince someone. No, that's the wrong term. I've never really had to try to have someone find me charming. It's sort of I'm either charming and alluring, or I'm get out of here, you idiot. It's one or the other, and it's pretty quick to tell which is which. So you want to know what I would say, and I don't know.
So, in other words, if you want to find somebody like Single Edge, you just have to be Pyres.
It's not like that, Siontel. And anyway, what are you looking for someone like Single Edge for? Like, what do you even?
I'm just curious. I'm trying to talk about something that isn't either our imminent deaths or our former imminent deaths or our imminent court-martial.
Yeah, I could do with some levity too. Look, how's this? We can work together here to see maybe there's something I can impart to you about like how I try to interact with people and just try to be my authentic self. And maybe you can. I know. I know.
So
and
the
then
trick
maybe
is to
you
be
can-
authentic pyres, and you get single edge.
No. It's about being who you are. Look, I tried for years to just.
You wait. You think I'm asking for advice for me? No, I'm asking about you and single edge.
It's weird. It really seems like you would ask about me in order to sort of get some information for yourself.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. So this has nothing to do with the fact that you might have a crush on somebody. Read intentions. Read intentions.
All right.
Read intentions.
But
Go ahead.
The intention that I am intentions. Sorry, the intimacies I'm looking for are intimacies relating to romance. I'm spending motes to penalize Guile because I'm absolutely fucked on my roll. So it's an emotion-based intimacy.
Say it out loud.
Yeah, her guile is 4.
Sorry.
4.
Her guile is
Ah.
4. So if you triple botch again, this will be really good.
Oh, I hope you do.
I hope I.
botch, 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 botch.
No botch, but 3 successes.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Close,
Yep.
but no cigar.
But she is unflappable. Okay, well, you don't have to tell me if that's not the case. Me and Single Edge. Let's see. Empires. Oh my god, I don't know. I'm injured. I'm hurt, so I'm not sure if this is like.
Yeah, you do have wound penalties, by the way. Have you been rolling with those?
Yes, I have. Yeah, actually, it's
Okay,
all
good.
calculated. I'm lot casting Atemi. Thanks, lot casting Atemi. If anyone from lot casting, anyway. I'm going to prop myself up and kind of do one of these. Sort of look at her. Maybe cross my ankles or whatever. Okay. What can I tell you about me and Single Edge?
Nothing that I don't already know.
You did your charm, right?
I did, yeah.
And was the -1 guile applied?
Well, we don't. It applies.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, no, it applies to guy. Like it's not on my end. So I
Yeah,
didn't do
because you
anything.
had said very quietly that you were doing the charm, so I just
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
to
no, it
make
was
sure
fine.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Boom. Okay.
Oh,
but-
you were using the charm on her?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
that wasn't made clear to me. So no.
Oh no,
her
I'm
guile
sorry.
was-
Sorry, I said it out loud, and then you said. Okay.
So her base guile is 4. So
Okay,
yes,
so
it
if
was
you
-1. So 3 successes means
you
that you're
succeeded.
fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Because it's sorry, the penalty depends on the strength of the intimacy. So I didn't want to like make any assumptions about what her guile would be or whatever. So
Yep. Nope. When I say that somebody's guile is unmodified, you have to make it clear what your charms do because I can't keep track of them all.
totally cool.
So romance was it?
It was romance-related intimacies? Guess this might change things a little bit.
All right. Okay.
Oh. Lists 85 students. What?
Siantel. Defining intimacy.
Jesus.
I will one day be worthy of love.
Oof.
Oh my god.
Jesus. That's good though.
Anyway,
Yep.
does that change anything that you do?
You fucking get that, John.
Killing Good's like,
So-
you're welcome, everyone.
Yeah, there's definitely a little flag in my brain being like, oh, Killer Kid's here.
That's
just
points to real
exalted
brick wall.
as water aspect.
No, I'm stupid. Or whatever.
Jesus Christ. Way. Happy Easter, everyone.
Oh boy.
So she still has that smile on her face, unless you've changed what you've done now that you've succeeded in that role.
Nope. So I'm leaning forward. I'm propping up my hands. I'm trying to be all cutesy. Let's see. Well, when I was younger, I thought the best way to be recognized was to be like the coolest person I knew. Sorry, the most recognized person I knew. That's my sister. So I basically just followed her around and copied her. And it worked for a while. People thought I was organized, competent, effective. But I wasn't. Not in the same way, you know?
So what you're saying is that Single Edge liked you for your perfect abs.
You're pretty nice. Thank you.
I mean, I can't see them right now. I'm only going by the memory of 1,000 nights dreaming of Pyres' abs.
Oh boy. You sure you don't have a little crush? I mean, look. It's nothing. I'm prying now. I'm prying. What I realized, though, is that what really draws people in and helps them find you attractive, or kind of helps you make sure that you find someone that you really want to be with, is that if you know your own worth, you can really find your match.
And what is my worth?
Well, I said if you know your own worth.
And I'm asking. What's your guile?
My guile is probably really bad right now, actually.
Considering that it's -2?
It is 1. It is 1 right now.
Oh, Pyres.
Do you have any intimacies towards Siontel?
I do.
Holy shit, you have so many intimacies.
Scott
just
really
kept
likes
scrolling.
having intimacies.
It's a really long
Maybe it's
list.
due to a lack of intimacy.
I just got fucking rocked by my story.
Oh,
Rude.
Don't say it. It's so
I-
sad.
I am going to say it. It is actually really sad. I do have an intimacy towards Siontel.
Okay.
It is a minor intimacy of wary curiosity.
Fucking stone cold, bro.
It's how I feel, I guess. I don't know, I didn't write it today, fuck. Jesus. Jesus.
Cool. Cool. And she gets up.
Oh, are you,
I'm not bunking with you. Arresta's bunking with you, apparently.
right,
so-
you better check in on, Flavienne or again, or Gale or something.
I better check on her, too. Arresta. That is.
Right, yeah. Is she okay?
Of course she is.
Oh.
She's our commander.
Yeah.
And she turns and she heads to the door.
Jesus. Pyres rolls over in the little cot or whatever and just like pulls whatever sheet.
God, it's like a nice bed. This is like
Oh
a
no!
nice-
Okay, so he rolls over in the
Right?
nice comfy bed and
like
pulls the
it's big
sheets up.
enough. It's like a king-sized bed.
So you could sneak someone
So I
in.
should have snuck someone in, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, what the hell? Let's see that emote, but it's probably super accurate. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
I can see what she sees in you.
Thanks.
Anytime. She opens the door and closes it behind her and, like, I assume, like, walks straight into Arresta.
I'm
I am
probably just still
heading to
standing in the
sleep.
hall, a little bewildered.
So, hallway. Huh?
Hall, like, Bracken came and gave Gale her gateway board and talked to us and left.
You don't seem thrilled.
Gale just gave me hope that Bracken would be a perfect fountain of knowledge and hopefully answer all our questions, and that was silly of me to hope.
Nah, it's not silly to hope. Hope's kind of what keeps you alive in these sorts of situations. Hope's a wonderful thing. Maybe the best of things. And a good thing never dies.
How's your hope holding up?
It's doing fine. Has to.
Just because it has to doesn't mean it does.
Yeah, it kind of does. You know how you can't just decide to stop breathing and therefore, die? It's kind of like that. The hope's got to be there because you can't turn it off. Look, you were chosen by the elemental dragons. Well, one of them anyway. And when you were chosen, you got a little faith put in you. Which means that if you don't have any hope in yourself, at least there's a dragon out there who does. And it'd be rude to disagree with a dragon, right?
Of course.
So Bracken didn't really fix things.
She says we'll be okay. She seems confident about it. She's very plucky.
Do you trust her?
I don't know. She certainly... If it hadn't been for this, the way this school year has been thus far, I would think she was amazing and a faculty member I'd want to get to know better, but this year is turning me hard.
Bracken is Gale Whispered's. I don't know if we need to start stealing her away.
Oh no, no stealing.
I think she kind of... Look. We're going to be all right.
We've got each other.
Yeah, if nothing else, we can live out on the run. I know where to find food. We can just have pyres get up on stage every once in a while.
We can tell stories that require earthquakes, and I can be under the stage and make the oceans wave. It could be a traveling circus or whatever.
You're the commander. That doesn't make you the leader. Pyres is there for us.
He's the face.
You should talk to him. He'll make you feel better.
Did he make you feel better?
Of course he did. That's what he's there for.
He's not perfect.
Well, there are parts of him that are.
Are you okay with the bunking arrangements?
Well, look, if Gale Whisper doesn't want me in there, then I will find room with the passed out girl.
Hard to object when you're not conscious.
That's why I didn't choose.
Okay.
Whoa.
I want to just
I
didn't mean it that way. I'm carting all of the cards for that kind of thing.
Perfect.
I didn't mean it that way, and no to that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Understood.
That's why I didn't choose a room. It's not like she could tell me no.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. I'm sure that maybe I'll bunk with Garavel. I bet he's got like a little cot at the foot of his bed for his really sick students.
I don't know. He's carrying whatever. Maybe he's a good cuddler.
I can hear you.
Have you been listening
Red.
this whole time? Jesus Christ.
Shit.
Oh
I
no.
was making a joke and I got caught by a teacher. Oh no. I'm gonna just walk straight into the Pyres' room and close the door behind me at that.
Shit.
So yeah, a very red-faced Aresta walks into your room.
We're in great shape, y'all. Great shape.
Iris is kind of curled up in the bed. Guess he looks kind of embarrassed. He's also looking like he's trying to sleep. It's not working.
We're a sorry lot.
Yeah, sorry.
You can sleep. You should sleep.
Yeah, I guess I should rest. Just feels an awful lot like we gotta have. If we can't have anybody else on our side, we gotta at least have each other, right?
Yeah. And we do.
I mean, I hope so, Commander. I hope so.
Do you have doubts?
Sometimes I speak without thinking.
We all know that about you, Paris.
Sometimes that makes people mad.
You can be mad at someone and still love them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. You're right.
You can be in the middle of a fight with someone, but if they're in grave danger, you'll probably stop to save their life. And then keep yelling at them and yell at them again for being in danger.
One day, right? Yeah.
I'm not saying that we're all in love here, like the parallels, not... Yeah, that stuff.
Outside Gale's door.
Yeah.
Although it's a lot more timid and tentative than that.
Open the fuck up.
FBI!
Oh, shit. Out the window.
Oh,
takes
it's
the
someone at
gateway
Pyres' door that they're like, fine body inspector, m'lady.
Failed it.
board.
Milady.
Body inspector.
Who is it?
Oh, John's gone.
Oh.
What? Down on the ground!
Oh my god. Absolutely. Oof.
Do you need to be
Pretty
alone?
good.
No, come on in, of course.
Damn it, Ripley.
So the door opens up and Sinatel comes in and...
Says what?
turn over the abs and nobody gets hurt.
Oh, here they are. Come here, Ripley.
She opens the door and she steps inside and then she closes it.
Sorry, just give me 1 sec. I can't hear anything over the creaking
so
floor.
sorry.
No, it's not. It's our floors. It's terrible.
It's funny because they're not picked up here. I can't hear your floors.
No, and it's like they're so loud. Everything else is drowned out. I'm glad they're not picked up. That would be insane. Hey, I want you to know something. You revealed a truth to us that was a very risky thing to do. And since then, a lot of other revelations have happened that have sort of dwarfed it by comparison. But I want you to know that what you said to us is no less important, and it's very prominently featured in my head.
And those questions in your head.
That's not a question. It's a fact that I know, and I appreciate that.
What kind of questions still stay in your head?
Well, they're different now, but they were. I don't know if I should say them actually. I think I've been getting too comfortable with asking my questions out loud.
Yeah. It's actually one of the things they teach you first.
They taught you that too?
Your questions reveal more about you than you know. Because it shows what you're interested in.
Sorry, 1 sec.
Yeah.
What? Please pause.
I was trying to time it.
Your questions reveal more about you than you know. Because it reveals what you are interested in. What you're looking for.
So were you trained to analyze people based on what they were asking?
I was trained to analyze quietly, without asking. Sometimes it's based on their questions, but the more that you talk to somebody, the more that you can reveal more about yourself And the more that you talk to somebody, the more that you might start seeing their point of view.
Is that why you developed a sort of a persona to hide behind while you were here? I noticed a drastic shift in your personality from the time before we swore the oath to after. It was like armor that you took off.
I don't know about armor. I don't really know who I am because I've been Siantel for so long.
You can still be Siantel.
Sure. But am I one version or another, or am I a third? This is who I've been. I've lived like this. So it isn't really different, except I guess now I feel strange to use the lessons I've learned. With you. All of you. All of you.
What have you learned with us, though? I analyzed you, so it's only fair.
Pyres is too damned charming for his own good. He has a way about him that either threatens everybody because they cannot be him, or detracts people because they want to be him, or at least be liked by him. But he hasn't really figured out how to change that switch or toggle. And I think it's driving him crazy when it comes to some people. I think Aresta really wants the best. And she'll do better when she starts demanding it of us. She's allowed to
Could you repeat the last 3 words? I'm really sorry.
Yeah, Aresta really wants the best, and will do better when she demands it of us.
Okay.
I think that she can push us harder than we are. But I think she might be worried that we wouldn't listen to her. Flavienne, I've known for a lot longer. And she's just looking for something to believe in. And she found you. Because you're the first who believed in her. And then there's me. And I am trying to take off armor, I guess. Except I don't know what's underneath. So all I know is that I have to stop pretending who I am and to try to be who I am. At least that's what Pyres was trying to tell me when he was talking to me earlier.
Pyres was giving you advice.
No, Pyres was wanting to give me advice when I was actually just trying to figure out whether he knew that we were in the forest that day when he was. You know, yesterday.
He seemed pretty occupied.
And there's no shame about him either.
I think even if he knew we were there, he wouldn't care.
Did you get board back?
I got a board back. It's a different play mode that I'm not as familiar with, but I'm getting better.
Do you want to play?
Well, it's one kind of a solo play kind of thing, but I can show you how it works.
Well, to be fair, the reflective game isn't a solo game. It's that there's only one set of pieces, but once you move, the other side moves as well.
Right.
So
Okay. Sure. You didn't mention me, by the way.
Did you want me to?
I said it's only fair.
You know, I promise not to lie to you anymore. Or, sorry, you know, I promise to only ever tell you the full truth. think you care about me. I think you're not sure what that means, and you're not sure what to do about it. I think that you have feelings towards me that confuse and distract you. And I think that you're trying to focus on what you think is important. You know, the fact that we almost died, the fact that we've run into an anathema, that we have a games master who may or may not be trying to either kill us or bring down the House of Bells from within, all of that. And I'm a distraction for you. And I think that there's a part of you that wonders whether it would be easier if I was not a distraction for you. That if there's a part of you that believes that you would be able to find answers if I wasn't a distraction.
That's
that
really
I might be
what you
weighing
think.
you down.
You've trained your whole life to read people, and that's what you think.
I'm distracted too.
My brain gets fuzzy when I'm around you, and questions that were important 5 minutes earlier are suddenly nothing. But that's not a bad thing. It's a relief. My brain never shuts off. And then when I'm around you and you're looking at me like that, it's something to hold on to that's real, that I know. It's not a bad thing at all.
If I distract you and it gets us killed, it's not going to help.
Maybe it helps to remember what's really important. I'm not used to having a team that really cares. Even when we're yelling at each other, it's different from...
I wish the rest of them could hear you say that.
When I'm at home, when I was growing up, anytime I asked a question, it was shot down, and I was told to go and get the answer myself, and that it better be the right one. But it was never anger that I got. It was just cold indifference. So when Aresta and Pyres are mad at my questions and they yell at me, I get mad too. But it means we care. I'm going to tell them that tomorrow. I needed some time.
I think they would really appreciate hearing that. But I have no idea how to tell them as eloquently as you did just now. So maybe remember what you just said and tell them exactly?
I have a very good memory.
I'm scared.
I think under all my questions, I'm scared too. I hope everything is all right.
I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of what's happening here at the House of Bells. I want to find out what's happening, and I really, really, really want to find Viren and find out what the fuck he thought he could do with us. I'm not scared of Juen. I'm not scared of some wretched, hiding toad who's been sitting here manipulating everybody for years. At the same time, I also don't know if that's even what she is, because As much as the three of you were yelling about her and how she's been here for 10 years, I'm in the same boat. So I don't know what's going on with her. I'm not scared of any of those things. Because nothing's worse than what happens if I get called. Nothing's worse than what happens if I came into this room and I told you everything that I told you and then you decided that I needed to leave. Forever.
We would never, ever say that to you.
I want you to question me. The way that you said that about everything else, you have to question me.
Do you really want that? Because Bracken says sometimes you need to have faith, and I have faith in you.
No one's
My
ever
questions
had-
aren't about whether or not I can trust you. It's
No one's
it's-
ever had faith in me.
well, we do. My questions are stupid, like maybe in the next 5 minutes I'll get to see you smile. How much longer are you gonna look at me like that? Because it's really nice. Maybe our hands will touch again in the middle of the forest. It's not. I know I can trust you. I just know. Do you want to cuddle?
Oh.
She looks at the gateway board. And there's the dying impression of, but we haven't played the game, just falls away from her lips. Will you tell me if I'm holding you too tight? Will you tell me if I'm holding you wrong?
I don't think that's possible.
She crawls underneath the covers and just pulls up behind Gale and just it's almost as if she doesn't know what to do with her arms at first, but then just holds her.
Gil's mind stops racing just a little bit. Maybe eventually she'll be able to fall asleep.
Rest. Where are you?
I had ducked back into Pyres' room, but I didn't want to let him sleep if he needed to.
Yeah, I was in the midst of resting. We were just Max. God damn it. Way to ruin the moment. I think we were talking about the other members of our hearth and, feeling like we had each other at least. What did Bracken want, though?
I couldn't get a read on her. She's
Surprise.
elusive.
I mean, she's curious about us, but
She says she really cares about Gale, and I think that's true.
do you think she sees a bit of herself in Gale? What she
Maybe.
used to be like?
Maybe. Or maybe it's really just because Gale.
Jail.
Really just because Gale gets her chocolates that she really likes, and
Hmm.
she's just a means to an end.
What kind of horrible professor prefers students who brings chocolates? Just ridiculous.
You hear at the window outside, and then it cracks open and it starts to slide up, and you hear,
Oh, Max.
I heard that you weren't feeling well and I thought that I might be able to, and then Single Edge pushes up. She's got a flower bit into her teeth, and
My flower.
she doesn't see Aresta at first,
Because, like, I stood way the fuck up and
Yeah.
when the window opened.
and you just backed up, or you went to the window.
I was watching the window, but no, I didn't go to the window.
So,
Yeah, cat.
and then she just pokes her head in. Is there a place that I might be able to kiss it all better? And then she turns, and then she sees Aresta, and then turns back, and her mouth opens, and the flower just falls onto the ground.
Oh. They got us,
I see that you're otherwise occupied. I will. And then she just
we had...
drops
No,
down from
I-
the window.
No!
Oh, really?
Oh my
shit.
god.
Oh, God.
I mean, she's still there. It's not like
Okay.
she's vanished from
She's
creation.
like outside or inside?
She was outside. She was
She's
pulling.
so-
She
yeah.
just pulled herself up and then
Okay.
like put her head in, and she was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, is there anything that I can?" And then turn, and there was you.
I'd like to lean out the window and like push the window all the way up as I do so.
She's just like, she looks like a dog who has done something that, who they know that it was wrong, but they're just
Gonna
walking
thrust-
away.
No, I want to thrust my hand out towards her.
Mm? Oh, Commander, hi. I was just
Shut up.
no. It can wait. The mood's gone anyway.
Are your whims so? Is that all it is? A mood, a whim? Because if that's the case, then
It's less fun when someone knows it's happening.
I need to know whether or not I can trust you alone with him.
And then she's like, then like all of the playfulness in her face just disappears. What? What do you mean?
Yes or no?
Oh shit, you're serious. What's happening?
If I can, then I can leave you alone with him. If I can't, then go home. Let the moment be ruined. And I'm gonna... leave it at that, I guess.
You can trust me. I just, I didn't expect there to be somebody else in the room with him. You're really worried, aren't you?
I'm extremely worried about my fang. Someone set a fire with us in the glade.
Hey, what can I do?
Make sure that he doesn't...
Not about him. He can suck his own dick. What do you want me to do?
Aris puts a pillow over his head.
discourage whatever rumors are flying about him.
I'll listen.
Because I assume the rumors are that he got all flamey and caused it.
Do you want worse?
I don't want rumors. I want the truth, and we don't have it.
Right now, nobody knows what's going on. Juin's gone. Vierin's gone. You were found injured.
Look. Pyres is injured. But I'm sure he could use some friendly company.
That moment's gone. But look,
If you are more than just fun times, I'm sure he would love a cuddle.
yeah, I don't know if that's where we're at.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop
And
up.
You
out
can
of
hear
the
all
bed.
of this,
Resta
by
is
the
like
way.
just sort of like
100%.
moving her feet in the ground, like seeking out little pebbles and stuff.
I'm gonna tug on it, like I'm on the bed,
Yeah.
which I imagine is
Yeah.
right next to where Aresta's like at the window. I'm just
And-
gonna
yeah.
tug on Aresta's sleeve and be like, I'm good, actually, I'm good. It like sorry, I shouldn't whisper.
Oh
But-
It's okay.
Sorry, I misinterpreted things, and I'm gonna like put my hands backwards on like the windowsill and hup myself back up and like to sit on the windowsill.
What do you want me to do that doesn't involve going inside the infirmary right now?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Look, Pyres said that you were up to do something big, and that if things went bad, that we'd have to show that we could trust each other, that we'd have each other's backs.
didn't have his back.
Well, I have his back, and if I have his back, then I'm assuming that I've got your back too.
Well, that's how they do things.
Okay,
Groups
so
of 5 and all.
what can I do to help you?
If you, I don't know. I don't have his best interests at heart. I'm sure that will guide you if something comes up.
I don't know what his best interests are.
God.
I don't have Brevin wrapped in a box.
Excuse me.
Well,
Look, I know when I'm already second best. When I'm the silver medal.
If I can just if I could just let my voice drift out the window. If you find Game Master Vieira, that would be cool.
get herself killed?
No, he has no reason to threaten anyone else.
Where can I find him?
I don't know. We don't know. Chasing Juin. Juin's gone too.
I'd try his office, I guess.
You could try his office.
Okay.
Just keep yourself safe. I'd rather have a friend in the crowd.
Then you'll have a friend in the crowd.
I'm gonna poke my eyes over the windowsill. Be
If you
careful.
decide to come back, I'm happy to leave, but until that point...
No.
stay.
This was a one-time. No. And
Swing
she just like turns and she's just like, oh, I'm going away.
Swing my feet in. Sorry.
Resta.
You know what they say about Earth aspects? Make a better door than a window.
I tentatively go for a high five, but I'm like, please, I'm still a little.
I'll like gently tap him.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Cogblock, exactly.
Jeez.
I tried to give her the option,
Oh,
but she could have been an assassin in the night and have super doubled crossed us just like everyone else has.
yeah, it's true. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I probably wouldn't have been feeling up for
Good, because I need your
anything.
bones to heal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll take it easy. Thanks though. I know that my kind of ongoing developing relationship with Single Edge is a bit well, she's outside the Fang, I guess is what I'm saying, and I understand that might be a little strange, so I appreciate what you were trying to do.
Yeah, but I think that I just misinterpreted the level of relationship.
Oh,
I might have asked a different question if I had realized. I didn't mean to just nix the fun times.
that's okay. I'm not sure if I know where we stand right now either, honestly. Although I will say, as a member of House Tepet, she might have some information about that.
True. Well, hopefully she'll talk to us
I realize
again.
I haven't. Yeah.
Whatever. Let's pretend that I relayed all my eavesdropping.
I was
I
gonna
will
say, yeah. I
eventually.
realized I didn't. I definitely
Yeah.
would not have heard about this. My mistake. So I have to lay low for a while and just recover. I'm planning on doing as much, I guess, investigating as I can from here. If, of course, Games Master Viren doesn't come in through that window and just try to in the night anyway.
That's why I'm staying here, unless there's someone else we can trust with you. For now, I'm
Garavel?
trusting Garavel to watch over the currently incapacitated person, first and foremost, since
Yeah.
the rest of us are theoretically able to care for ourselves.
Right. I do have some plans to do my best to try to do some research from here. What about you? I mean, I have to rest. You guys can go whenever you want.
No, we can't. We can't go anywhere, other than to our rooms.
Right. Right.
I don't know, Pyrus. I thought by taking on being commander, I could protect you, all of you, and now 2 of you are here.
It's gonna sound really obvious, but you really should not be blaming yourself for that. In an attempt to get my fire going, I ended up taunting the quartermaster, and we know how that turned out.
Gale? It's so tentative. Her breathing starting to slow down and starting to match yours. The way that her arms at first hold on tightly as if she's afraid that, she's not doing it correctly, or that if she doesn't squeeze tightly enough, then it won't be felt, and then it gradually relaxes. And then it's finally when she dares, or maybe it's because she just falls asleep, but when you feel her skin at the nape of Gale Whisper's neck as her head just leans forward and the bridge of her nose just presses against there lightly. There's definitely something more in there, but whether it's because she can't or she won't, she doesn't move further than that. But maybe
Neither
it doesn't
does Gale.
Maybe it doesn't have to be that way. Maybe not tonight, maybe not ever, but there's definitely a yearning, but for what, it isn't exactly clear. But if you want to, rest can come.
Yeah, I think she's able to fall asleep.
Resta? Is rest coming for you?
No, I might quickly peek in on Flivian, but I want to really be careful not to wake her if she's resting.
Flivian is breathing regularly. Her skin has indeed been burned, but a lot of it seems to have already not scarred over, but it's receding somewhat. I mean, she has exalted healing,
Mm-hmm.
but she's relaxing, although When you come in, she cracks one eye open and she just gives a small smile and a little half-hearted salute. And then she just goes back to sleep again.
I want to whisper, rest up, and then
Will you stay?
yes. And
Thank
then
you.
I'll sit down on the floor with my back against the bed frame and, maybe, lean my head so that at least she can tell that I'm there.
Okay.
That's nice.
Pyres?
Yeah, Fires is definitely replaying the scene with Single Edge and Aresta over and over, but he's just like, oh my god, how could you be so stupid? Like, I'm just having flashbacks to my own teen years of like, god, what are you doing? But yes, he's gonna attempt to rest
Okay.
and sleep.
I think he has to take care of himself. Or...
Yeah, Resta doesn't sleep.
That's okay. Resta doesn't have to sleep.
What do you
No,
mean?
she doesn't. She has charms to suffer
Gonna
through
peel
it.
back some of his
Although
bandages,
you're one day
like a
in,
nice mesh
right?
pattern.
Yeah.
You didn't sleep the night before either,
Mm-hmm.
if I remember correctly. But
Long cringe, real brick wall, you get it.
Yeah.
Pyres,
Yes.
after a couple of hours,
Yes.
the door opens up. It's dark at this point. It's nighttime, and the infirmary is kept dimly lit. So if somebody needs to move about in the night, they can. It is a moonless night. But that only means that it's a silhouette that appears at the door. Large. Almost a boastful, prideful stance. I'm glad you're all right. It almost broke my heart when I saw that glade glow up in flames, but it's all right. Cathak Pyres, we caught the anathema.
Oh, I'm gonna do my best to pretend like I'm half asleep and I can't really tell what's going on.
And Vieren takes 3 more steps into the room and lays a reassuring hand on Pyres' shoulder. And with your help, we'll see her brought to justice. After all, it's because of you that we managed to catch her.
I guess that makes us both heroes then, doesn't it?
It isn't about heroics, Pyres. It's about justice. And knowing who tried to kill you is so important. Which means that we'll work together to make sure that she never hurts anyone ever again. Right?
I am going to pretend to be asleep and not answer that question.
And he leans forward. Which means I'm going to need your help. Because otherwise another anathema is going to walk free. And that won't happen, not under my watch. You're being drafted, you and the rest of your Fang, into the wild hunt. But thankfully you have nowhere to go but a courtroom. Do you understand, Pyres? You're going to make sure that the anathema who tried to kill you is put to justice. No one ever needs to fear Bracken again.
I'm not even trying to pretend to be asleep as I just look up at him.
You'll avenge Quartermaster Juven with me,
Oh no.
won't you, Pyres? For the good of the realm. For the good of House Cathak.
For the good of the realm.
For the realm, Cadet. For the realm.
For the realm.
And I think we'll end the session there.
Quick.
Incidentally, you could hear the whole thing.
Oh, well, I don't know whether I would have stayed put then.
It would have taken you a moment to get up and move over. I'm taking dramatic license for that, but you can.
Okay.
He's not going to get a chance to leave before you have a chance
Okay.
to get in there.
Ah.
My first note here, Bjorn tells him they caught the anathema. What a dummy. All right. Oh, God. Oh, boy.
For the watch.
Yeah. Oh. Well, damn. Well, damn.
Of course, now all I'm thinking of is, Juin is not dead. I'm so glad Juin is not dead. Juin is not dead. Dead.
But he said,
So glad, but she might be
Adventure?
dead.
avenge
Yeah,
Juin.
Oh
it's very
my
possible, right?
goodness.
Avenging, I think, tends to sort of imply
Yeah.
that. But can we trust this guy? Unreliable.
Yeah.
Unreliable narrator. Oh.
Ah.
Mating.
No, he also said like there's a second one, and now there's so many questions. So many questions.
Yay! Questions.
So, Elizabeth, what did you learn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elizabeth is not here right now. Please leave a message after the tone. Fuck. I learned. I learned that Viren is even more of a piece of shit than we thought he was, which is like he's managed to one-up himself yet again against all odds.
No, he never said to anathema.
It's true.
Raparth, he never said to anathema.
He is pinning the anathema label firmly on Bracken. Interesting play.
Very
Okay.
interesting. It's a
Just something
bold
about what he
move.
said,
Definitely
like
makes me
there
think
is a
Juin is
second
dead.
or something.
No.
So okay, that's also what I thought he was saying. So
That's
thank you. GM
No,
GM says that's what he meant.
I
so that's what he
understand. I
means.
understand that there's a lot of temptation to read into what I have said.
Yeah.
And it's also very possible to look in the replay and I fucked up something. But he never mentioned two anathema. He never was like one anathema, and then he was always, you're going to help me take down an anathema. I have captured it. You're going to help me. I'm drafting you into the Wild Hunt to take down, but he meant the anathema he had captured,
Who
not
he named
a
later.
different anathema.
Okay.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it, critter.
Not from an
Always
anathema.
Not from an
Not
from a
from a
Jedi.
dragon-blooded.
Jedi.
What did you learn?
I learned that a lot of things. Arrested just really desperately wants to have friends and make friends and be friendly again.
That broke my fucking heart. I broke my fucking
Oh
heart.
my
Oh, was that-
god.
She just wants to be able to trust people, which is why she's just like, Single Edge, just say I can trust you. Pyres already trusts you. Just say it, and I can
Just
just
give me
fuck
something,
off
yeah.
and let you be alone. Like, just
Please.
say it. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, another anathema will walk free does not imply that it's a second anathema. I realized that might be awkward phrasing,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
trust me, he was referring
Phrasing.
to one anathema the whole
Okay.
time. It was more like, I don't want to see another anathema walk free, as in like another criminal goes free.
Okay.
Another criminal walks the streets. Scott?
Yes, I learned lots of things as well. But I think just to sort of tack on to Kate's point, I feel like what I learned today is that the whole Fang has got like, for all the sort of like happy, good-natured fun times, like we all have a lot of issues with intimacy. Not intimacy, just like we all have sort of like, walls that we thought were already down, or at least I thought were already down because of the oath and stuff. But it turns out everyone's got a lot more like obstacles to feeling really close to people in the Fang. Yeah.
What's an example of some play that you liked, Elizabeth?
Oh my god.
There's a lot. Today,
I really loved. I mean, I know it was really. And it's kind of the same as last week, Kate. But like, I really loved Aresta's just anger towards Gale, but the way that you rooted it was because you care, and it was so great, which is why we were all green carding all over the place, because like it was really hard to play, but it also felt like it was completely rooted in love, which I loved. So
That's good. It's reassuring that came through, and it's not just like,
oh my god,
how
no,
dare
it
you
was-
question, like, the word of God, quote unquote, right? Like, the
So, like,
word.
All of you just
terrific.
can understand that you can yell at each other. It's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but it's still like, I'm
Why
glad.
we've got these.
I'm still glad that it's not just like Kate and Liz are okay with our characters arguing. It's also like, I'm glad that it's clear that I'm not just, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the
Seemed
stuff
to-
that we're seeing in this, and it's a hard line to walk, because you're playing as I think like is a very somebody who's grown up with this way of thinking, and only someone who questions literally everything she's ever told, like Gale, would even consider questioning this teaching. Everybody else thinks this way, and it's completely normal. So the stuff that Aresta's saying is very cutting, but it makes total sense. And Gale doesn't really have an argument against it either. Is great. Yeah.
Crosshair,
I
you
think-
are allowed, by the
Yeah.
way, to always. The audience is allowed to ask for green cards.
Yeah,
The only thing you can't ask for is a yellow or a red.
yeah.
At least from us. You can't ask somebody else to show a card. I could do this. This is an example. I could be like, hey, Liz, are you okay? Like, I can
'cause
do
that's
this.
a check-in.
But normally I would just,
okay.
what I've done in the past is I've been like, hey, are you okay?
Like, yeah,
Like,
question mark?
question
And
mark?
then
'Cause
then
this
we're
is-
like, oh yeah,
This
yeah,
is like,
yeah.
I don't need to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I just need to find out if you're okay. This is more like, yo, we got to stop for a second. Are you like, you're like, tears are streaming down your face and you're punching me in the thigh like a lot. Like, that might be a yellow card. But the audience is allowed to ask for this. These safety cards, you can't hold on to these safety cards. You don't have them. But there's a reason we keep including the audience in the safety demonstration. You can be like, oh, I wonder if something's going on. No, if we don't see it in chat, that's a risk we have to take, because we can't guarantee that we will be reading chat at any one point in time. It's also why when somebody shows a card, they kind of have to be like, yo, well, not the green card, but like if it's a yellow card, it has to be obvious. Like you can't kind of go like,
Yeah, you can't just sort of like, like be fiddling with your cards and like leave the yellow on top and kind of look at it like that. Unfortunately, it needs to be.
which is why if,
Yeah.
and Kate has actually called me out on this before, and I've done it as well, that if you're like playing with a card,
Yeah,
you kind of have to be like, are you showing a yellow?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise I have to wonder whether you're just hesitating. So we can't read chat all the time,
Yeah.
but you can ask, and if we see it, it's not hard for me to just occasionally be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we're all good.
No problem.
Anyway, play from you.
Yeah. Sorry, this has completely distracted me from the entire session. Okay.
Check mark. Oh,
There were like 10 things in my head.
It doesn't have to be the best one.
No,
this
I
isn't
know.
like the Academy
I know.
Awards.
It's just like, yeah.
In which case you just give it to him politically.
Oh yeah, well, Pyres deserves a mention, whatever. He should get it. He didn't get it the last 10 times he was nominated.
Lay.
I really liked your scene with Santel.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah, but like, I mean, even before the very ending where she like read the intimacy, but like all of the rest of it, like, yeah, I don't know. I like seeing.
No, for sure. I get the sense that, like, I mean, as Gail pointed out, like, she seems to sort of have opened up in a way that's really interesting. And then getting to play scenes with Siontel feels different now. I don't know what exactly. I mean, I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it's cool. Yeah. As for Gail over here, I mean, let's, I'm gonna highlight everybody this session anyway. Just as a quick PS, like I'm gonna.
Oh, Scott's just gonna say "fuck you" to the system.
No,
I see.
I'm coming back. I just want to say that, like, despite last session having featured a forest fire, this session felt really intense. I just want to say that. Liz, I really liked a lot of what happened with Gail. I want to highlight. I want to highlight the Gail not backing down in the face of really strong, I think, Fangmate opinion. She has a very unpopular opinion. And I think, I really like that managed to turn around and make it about not feeling kind of welcomed in asking questions, which is like, and then you tied it back to the character later. So I just thought that was really cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I also am just so happy with. Do you want to cuddle? Like,
yes. Do you want to sexy times felt kind of out of place in that moment. So.
Well, I mean,
sexy
I think that there's. I mean, we're gonna have to see what happens, right? Like there's always that, but I think that there's some interest for me about sort of like, what do I need in this moment, and sometimes in this moment could be like, hey. And sometimes in this moment is like, well, we almost just fucking died. I'm in a strange environment. I'm in an infirmary. Like, I don't know about all of you, but like when I've been inside a hospital, that hasn't really gotten my crank going. Like, it's
that movie Crank.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah, right. Well,
that always gets one's crank.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, I rolled dice. The thing that interested me was I rolled dice to see whether Viren was going to enter Pyrus's room, Gale / Santel's room, or Aresta's room. And it ended up being Pyrus, which might be appropriate because he's the one who botched. But the thing is, I guarantee that the next session is going to open with what Aresta chooses to do. Because I also very specifically asked each one of you, do you sleep?
Right.
Well, I didn't specifically say do you sleep, but I found out whether you were planning on sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you had gone to sleep, then I may not have given you that option. But I did want to get the chance for him to say what he was going to say, because I was like, oh crap, it's like 9:02. I don't have time to get into Aresta shenanigans.
Yeet him out the window. Do it.
I mean, that might happen at the beginning of next session, but... So,
that would be awesome.
But at any rate, pillows that feel like balloons. Oh, those pillows. But at any rate, there's. I thought I did not anticipate that today was going to be the infirmary episode, and yet
here we are.
Here we are.
We are. So I can only hope that people enjoyed it, because yesterday was, run for your lives, and today it was
talk for your lives.
Feel for your hearts.
Oh,
feel for your lives.
Talk for your hearts. Yeah.
Talk for your hearts.
Oh man.
Hey, but we got a week coming up. What's up?
Sure do. I usually stream on Tuesday nights at 1800 over on twitch.tv/BiffTheBoss. I'm really looking forward to starting something new. I do have some commitments for the next couple of weeks, so I'm going to try to keep as much of my stream schedule as I can, but it may not be anything new as of yet. But stay tuned to the Discord to find out what I'm gonna be doing. Woo!
Scrub check Wednesday, a heartbreaker. Last time around, Kate checked me for the last possible day of Super Mario Brothers 35, and could not pull out the win. So my current status is scrub. we're going to have to see what we can do, whether or not that will stay or not. But yeah, that's going to be on Wednesday. That's at 1800 hours Eastern Daylight Time over on my channel, twitch.tv/JohnGo. Or 1700 hours, not 18. Fuck me.
Okay.
Anyway, then on Thursday, RPG Clinic, it looks like we might have to talk a little bit about the Magic Circle again, because that was brought up at the beginning of today's session. But if there are other topics that you're interested in talking about, please do. We had a really interesting conversation at the end of last RPG Clinic about some nomenclature, which we may or may not bring up. It kind of depends. I have a feeling like when we talk about that topic again, I'm going to need to make sure that there are certain guests ready and for me to sit back and just more listen and ask questions. So that I'm not saying that we won't discuss it, but I'm just saying that when we devote an RPG Clinic to it, it's going to have to be something that I'm going to really, choose to talk about a bit more with some other people specifically there to make sure that we have a range of voices to be heard. But hey, that's also at 1700 here, Eastern Daylight Time, but that'll be on this channel, twitch.tv/RPG Clinic for clinic hours.
Friday,
we got more Punch Club Punchy at 1800 hours on my channel. Continuing to punch our way up the charts. Saturday, we have the rewatch of this episode at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then at 1500, we have Drew Crew.
I think we're going to be finishing the...
wrong day.
We're not there
Nancy
yet.
might be driving off a cliff. The car is kind of teetering, we think.
Just so ridiculous.
So that's where we're at right now.
Woo.
Sunday... something happening Saturday night.
Often I stream on Saturday nights at 1800 hours. I will have to see if this is the case.
check the Discord.
Yeah, Discord. Sorry, guys. I'll be back on a regular schedule eventually. It'll be great. I love it.
Sunday is Punchy Book Club, Volume 4 of The Wicked and the Divine, and that's at 1300 on my channel
Amazing.
as well.
Busy
Big
stream
ol'
weekend.
coming up.
Nice. And next Sunday, we will be right back here for episode 13. Find out what happens. Does Arresta yeet Viren out a window? Mo?
There's only so many episodes before episode 20.
Why you gotta...
Hi, storyteller. I can't come to game today. I have a sudden case of dodecaphilia.
Blazitis.
Dodecaphilia by click. Wait, not philia. Phobia. Shit.
Phobia.
Duodecaphobia?
Dodecaphobia. Philia.
Run.
Whoops.
Thought you were gonna say like NPCitis.
Folks, if you are here, which means we're thrilled that you're here to watch it live, but you could also be watching us on YouTube. That's youtube.com/RPGClinic. We're also on podcasts. If you want to hear an audio version, I should warn you, we don't edit it. We just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Throw it out there.
Or the will. but we do put this up on podcasting. So if you do want to listen to these sessions, along with the other sessions that we've run, you can find us. Just search in your favorite podcast app for RPG Clinic. There's also a Discord.
There is a Discord. There is a wiki. And there will be an updated website.
Yeah, there will be an updated website.
It looks questionable now, but...
Well, it's not so much that it looks questionable, so much as it has
placeholder text.
placeholder text and wrong
We're an organic
information.
farm. No, we are
In
not.
nomine
Organic
Patria
farm.
Spiritus Sancti.
Yeah, lorem ipsum. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Today's session would be impossible for me to run today if it wasn't for these.
Safety guards.
Alongside everything else, there are things that I say in these sessions, that I do in these sessions, that I would not feel comfortable with unless I knew that I had that net. Go and find yourself some safety tools for your game. 15 seconds a session can mean the difference between you being able to have a kick-ass session with the people you love and either a middling session because you don't feel like you can push boundaries, or sadness because you do and you don't have a way to recover.
Another thing that wouldn't be possible without another thing is that these streams wouldn't be possible without your support. Thank you for the hypes train in the middle of the stream. Y'all may not have noticed, but these are new lights in here, and we've got enough lights for all of us once we're allowed to all be together again. That's thanks to your support. We've been saving it up, and I was doing my research towards the purchase. There was a lightning deal. Bam. So we've got lots of lights, and
Damn,
thanks
viewer
to y'all.
support, new lights.
Oh,
We look
Crosshair
good.
preempted me about thanking the mods.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
We do always have to thank She Who Knows 10,000 Things, Entropy's Disciple, and Strength
Oh,
of
God.
Borders. Because
okay.
if those mods are the holes. They fill the holes in the net where we can't reach, which is over there in chat and also in our Discord. So thank you so much for that. It is great. We're going to find out what we can do, because I would love to see if we could source some of these,
Like
a proper source that we can.
these are dividers for like when you have a whole bunch of like trading cards or magic or whatever, like playing cards or whatever.
If you're interested, these are Ultimate Guard card dividers in red, yellow, and green. And this one is, I think they called it.
I don't know.
I don't actually know what they call it.
Greeny teal. It's so that it
turquoise or something?
doesn't
But the only reason why we have these is because if we're on a
green screen.
green screen. So,
Right.
but we're going to see if we can source some extra ones for that, because that would
Yeah.
be cool, because we've had a lot of questions about them recently, and I would love to be able to help. But we'll see what we can do about that. No matter what, always thanks to you, and thanks to you.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to you.
Thanks to you.
But we got to get the fuck out of here.
Y'all get to sleep.
Yeah, get out.
Go that way. Bye.
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 Bye.